Hello, Anime Vice and YouTube viewers. My name is Jake, or some of you might know me, PyroBlue. I come here on behalf of M, king of the podcast, the Andals, and the First Men. Unfortunately, I come bringing very sad news. The rumors were indeed true. Patrick has literally eaten the podcast. Now, due to his insatiable food lust, you, our dear audience, will have to go without the podcast of a lifetime. You will have to live without a riveting discussion on such topics as the ever-popular tearjerker, Pelinade, and what is possibly the most mature anime to date, Fate Zero. You will have to live without answers to many very hard questions, such as why in God's name did we have footage of M oil wrestling a cardboard cutout of Nagisa while set to the Rocky theme? Why and how did we get that bear into that Homer Slobotnick suit? And just how many elves live in my beard? But now, as the anime gods close one door, they rupture the fabric of space and time to open a new one. Now sit back, relax, and enjoy our newest holiday podcast. Is it February? Yeah.
いつも通りのある日のこと、君は突然立ち上がり言った。今夜星を見に行こう。
Are we really doing this?
No, we're not. We're going. We're going.
Okay. Oh, well, welcome, ladies and gentlemen of the YouTube and Anime Vice and people, the five guys and that K-Tar guy.
Yeah, the guy at K-Tar is really cool.
Yeah.
Thanks for listening.
Yeah, so, welcome back after,
How many videos has the guy from K-Tar actually watched?
Fuck, I don't know. Do you think I check the statistics on YouTube anymore?
Yes.
No, don't even bother.
Yes, every day.
Actually, no. Now, since it's been 5 months since we recorded the last podcast, because fuck you! It's all your fucking fault!
So tasty!
It was all your goddamn
It
fault!
was sitting there, it smelled great, I couldn't resist myself.
Speaking of that, let's talk about that video that we totally have recorded at this point. Totally. Totally.
The video we totally have recorded. Well, that is PyroBlue, also known as Jake. We're throwing away the stupid name shit to make this easier.
Let's do that real quick. Hey, M, what's your name?
Anime Vice is M, or Elfin Line. My name's Alexander.
Alejandro.
Yes. The one speaking before me is my right-hand man, PyroBlue, also known as Jake.
You already know my name because everybody screwed it up like every podcast. Patches is Patrick.
Shut up, Patricia.
Kind of a gimme there.
Yeah.
Hey.
What?
Hey, Homer.
What?
What's your name?
My name?
Yeah.
It's Homer Slobotnick.
What's your name?
His name's Slobotnick. What are you talking about?
What's your name?
It's Homer, you.
His name's Chase.
No, it's not.
Yes.
Alright, somebody who has the technology promised me you'll bleep that out.
I can bleep that out. I'm gonna bleep. I know what I'm gonna bleep it out with too.
What?
I'm gonna bleep it out with an elephant roar. No.
The only thing that might be like better or slightly worse would be like a quack of a duck. Oh, no, we can't do that because Epic Mealtime does that.
Then it'll just sound like exactly the same word. Wag it. Be like that.
The best part, we're gonna have to bleep every time. It's gonna just sound like
This is a good start. It's a good start.
You guys are also not dealing with this elephant in the room.
Get it out of your systems. Get it out of your systems. Skip ahead about 30 seconds.
Okay. So Homer Slobotnick. Stop it! All right, Homer Slobotnick. You know what your name is? What? Chase.
It's Itchy Caboodle, you idiot.
Oh.
Yeah, so
made a video, and I'm in it. And
You didn't.
Don't lie.
What are you
to
talking
her.
about the video where I throw cat toys at Alexander while singing somebody I used to know? Yeah, that video? That you didn't get the fucking blooper, you
Oh, it hurts.
Stop it!
The idea of an
The
elephant.
only
noise
time you're
coming
allowed
every
to
time.
say that is when talking about Gilgamesh.
Okay.
I am going to hit you for every time I have to beep that out. I'm going to listen. I'm going to think. I'm going to mark it on a tally, and I will smack you bare bottom with a paddle I have in my room.
All I need to do is open my window and constantly feel drafts so I get desensitized to the sensation. If you're the one who's going to be hitting me. I won't be able to tell the difference. And I can continue playing.
Alright,
Halo.
Okay.
Alright. So, we generally talk about anime and video games, but apparently we're talking about ducks and dogs.
I'm going to bleep everything but that one, just for you.
No, it has to be. Where right at the end of the word is when the elephant noise.
I'm gonna have to put
No, you're bleeping all of it.
Okay. Yes, sir.
Oh, I'm the boss. Anyways, so getting back onto subject, like I'm gonna go with each one of you. Tell me about what's been going on with you in your life, what you've been watching, and what you've been playing. Starting, of course, always to my right with Jake PyroBlue.
For the record, that was me burping. Just want to let that be known. Yeah.
This is great. That mystery solved.
Well, when we didn't solve other mysteries. So, what have I been doing? Well,
Patrick, why are you fingering Jake? Would you like to bring your hand up to the rest of the class?
I offer no explanation. Continue, Jake.
can I? Yeah, good. Okay. I wanted to talk about.
Oh no, can you?
Yeah, I want to talk about video games. It's a good year in video games.
This is the best anime website ever.
Let's talk about. Yeah, did you not listen to the title? We talk about anime and video games. Okay. So, how about that game of the year?
Game of the year.
What's your game of the year?
So I think we should go worst game
Okay.
that we played and explain. And this is like worst game that you feel. It doesn't necessarily mean to be the worst game you played. It is the most disappointing, most upsetting game for you personally.
Oh god.
And then best game. I think it's important to go that route. I'll go first. The game that I enjoyed a lot of time with it, but it is by far the worst game I played. I could say Borderlands 1 because I played it for the first time this year and I fucking hate that game.
Did you play Dead Island this year?
That's right!
Island? You played Dead Island.
But no, it has to be something from this year, and in which case I have to give it to Assassin's Creed 3 because I've never played a game that's so good on the outside, but everything on the inside and the core of the fucking game is so rotted away and empty and dead.
Except the ship combat.
That's the
naval-
outside part. That's
The naval combat is best.
Yeah,
part.
the naval combat's awesome, the hunting's awesome, the side missions are kind of fun, the exploration's kind of fun. I hate being in cities, I hate climbing. That's a first in an Assassin's Creed game for me. Shooting people isn't fun.
And
remember how awesome shooting people was as
Yeah. And then, how about that main character?
Oh,
That-
Connor's fucking terrible.
It's really sad that literally one of the worst parts of that game was the decision to make him an American Indian.
Yeah,
That's so sad.
It's not because he's American Indian that makes it bad. It's what they choose to do with it.
Yeah.
Like the side, like.
Well, the decision to where when you hear from his people, and there's a thing in the Assassin's Creed games where whenever you hear somebody talk, it's in English. There is some subtle, maybe he'll say an Italian word here, but
they have an in-story justification for why that is. The animus fucks up language.
it glitches. And there's when Ezio in Assassin's Creed 2 in that whole part will say bene, which means good. And they even put that in parentheses so you
Or
know.
merde, which means shit.
Yes. But oh my god. In Assassin's Creed 3, all they do is every single Native American in that game.
Shut the fuck up, Madison!
Except for the.
Turn off your goddamn phone!
I got a text message.
Except for the.
We are professionals!
Every character, except for the main character and one other, speaks in their native language. Finger quotes, finger quotes.
You mean the dead language of Native Americans that nobody speaks anymore?
Yeah, and the thing is, there's no emotion in that. That's how it is.
Hey, no whispering in class. If you're gonna share it with one,
Yeah, come on.
I should have left my cell phone on like actual noise, so when she inevitably texted me, it would have played Platinum Disco.
Good for you.
great.
Yeah, irrelevant.
I was hoping it'd be funnier.
No,
You've disappointed me, Patrick.
I was just telling him. That. I don't know why you had to share it.
All right. I also agree that is my most disappointing game of the year. My favorite. Say what's your favorite?
No, I'm gonna go. I want to go with each one. We'll go on the next one.
On the worst one.
Okay. You up next, Chase. What is the Homer Slobotnick Chase?
I am having a hard time thinking because I generally spotted all the stinkers in the commercials, and I didn't really. Did I buy that many games this year? I didn't. I think I borrowed
I don't feel like you did. You borrowed most of them.
Borrowing them counts. It's just
Borrowing
games
them
you
counts.
play.
I'm trying to think of which ones I borrowed because I never played Assassin's Creed 3 because I heard it was a stinker. Like I was about to get it for Christmas. I'm like, no, that's a stinker. I played it for like 2 seconds and I stopped.
What? Hey, it is not a stinker, it's a beautifully rotting corpse. It is a beautiful corpse which is also rotting and filled with maggots.
I'm trying to think of a good analogy. Like
that is the perfect analogy for that
Yes.
game.
That's the worst surprise.
I feel like there's an actor or famous person that fits that role. But I'm trying to think of what game that was really bad this year.
It doesn't just have to be bad. Disappointing.
Like I played Revelations for like half a level and I stopped because it's Revelations.
I don't mind Revelations.
You don't mind it, but it's definitely not the best, and it's
No, but at no point was it pretending to be.
no, yeah.
We're forgetting about a game.
What?
What? Which one? What came out this year?
Mass Effect 3.
Mass Effect 3 was
I didn't
not
play
the
that
worst
one.
game.
I played the multiplayer.
You didn't play Mass Effect 3?
I still need to play it. I played the multiplayer.
What's wrong with you? Okay. Alright,
I borrowed it from you, and I'm going to play it, but
So Chase isn't capable of answering questions.
No,
Good enough.
fuck you. I'm trying to think because I know I played a horrible game.
And next to Patrick, we're stalling your turn.
Okay.
so
Just talk about Halo 3. Talk about Halo 4. That fucking campaign. Talk about it.
I actually really like the campaign.
I like it too. You guys are idiots.
Alright. Patrick, talk about the most disappointing game.
Okay,
Or the worst game, or the...
I played a couple games this year, but there's one that was technically released last year, but I think the DLC for it was released this year, so I'm going to count that.
It was.
Dark Souls. Dark Souls was a very disappointing game. My brother told me about it and how awesome and subtle the storytelling was and how very interesting and intricate the combat was. And I played it, and within 4 hours of beginning this game, I seriously contemplated breaking into GameStop to return... After it closed, it was midnight, I contemplated breaking into the GameStop, returning Dark Souls, landing $60 down on to the counter, and just stealing sleeping dogs. Just because I did not give a single fuck anymore. That game has made me more angry than Jak 2, Jak 3, and Jak and Daxter combined. And that is a lot.
You hated Jak.
That is a lot. I love those games, but I said they made me angry.
Okay.
They made me very angry.
Okay.
for good reason.
That's good. Yeah. And Dark Souls, the same reason. You die. Oh, you're gonna die. Prepare to Die edition was not a joke.
Alright, so, now that everyone said their part.
I haven't finished my part, actually.
No, we gotta go around for best
We
game.
gotta keep it going.
My best game of the year very easily goes to The Walking Dead. The Walking Dead, not the TV show game, the comic game, the one that Telltale released, the greatest visual novel ever made.
That's my line.
It is awesome. I have never seen a game give me more of an emotional, lasting effect than that one did. Like, I've wanted games to reach this point in a very long time, and just the level of the mixed emotions where I would have been ready to kill every single character I knew in that game if it made Clementine
You
safe.
gotta protect Clay.
And the fact that I cared all that much.
Yeah.
Like, there was nothing telling me to do this. There's no requirement for you to care, but you will, and you can't help it.
Exactly.
And just the fullness of the characters. The fact that I wanted choices to be made for the sake of, like, being, just because I wanted I thought of Lee as Kenny's friend more than it was just getting on his side. It was more important to me the sort of pair of, like, I started caring about their friendships of these characters.
You didn't care about just getting through the game. You cared about getting through the game in a way that you enjoyed and wanted.
Yeah, or the story, to live Lee's life.
Yeah.
And to do it as he is my mental thought of Lee. I've also never played a game with a story game where I never want to touch that game again. I'm done. That was my Lee.
Really?
No, I never.
If they release to see the alternate endings or anything?
No. If the sequel, I'll play it. But that is my Lee. It's done. That's done. The story is over. That was my Lee. I'm attached to it. Those were his choices, and that's the thing I want to bring up about The Walking Dead. Choices and screw-ups happened, and I don't want to go back and fix them. I don't want to search for the optimal ending.
Yeah.
Because I want to live with the choices that I made. And it's not because the game punishes me to do this. It's not this Mass Effect 3 thing of, fake choice, we're going to force you to make this choice and stick with it. Or it's not that whole thing of, you can only have one save bullshit. It's literally, I could go back and just play any one level and fix the thing I want. I can go into, if I got the Steam version, I can literally go into the editor and check the boxes on the decisions I want and play the... No, never going to do it.
That's in the Steam edition?
Yeah, you're not supposed to do it, but you can.
That's pretty cool, though.
I honestly want to say that is my choice for favorite game of the year, because that's just, it's absolutely brilliant. I think their marketing way for it was brilliant. And to bring, that's real, screw you Half-Life, that is real episodic gaming.
Yeah.
An episode that sits there, and how long did we play each one of those? At least 2-3 hours per.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And it was an event, and it was every month and a half, everyone gets together, we're playing this, we're all experiencing this together.
Yeah.
I don't get that. There's no TV show I care enough to watch the moment it comes out. I can go get it later. There's no... But whenever it was like, okay, it's time. We get there, the day it came out, we're excited, we're sitting here, we're gonna do that. Walking Dead, Game of the Year, best ever, quickly followed by Dishonored, my honorable mention, because Dishonored is awesome. I also want to mention that this is a great year for new franchises.
I agree.
This is also a great year for young child characters that are actually good.
Yeah. Clementine is best character.
Yeah.
Character of the year, in my opinion. And I also say that Walking Dead is my favorite game of the year. Honorable mention is Halo 4, mainly because I'm a huge Halo fan, and I think while there were some big problems, 5-hour campaign. Shut up, Patrick.
Well, I guess I should inform you that my honorable mention for most disappointing game of the year was Halo 4.
I know.
Because
you know what? But you know what? I love that game.
I don't have a gold account on Xbox Live. That game is not worth $40. Because it's 4 hours. I can go see...
It's not 4.
6 movies. 6 movies for the price that I it's 4 or 5 hours, depending on whether or not you die a bunch. If I set it to easy, I will be done with that in 4 hours.
4 hours, yeah, easy.
And think about this: easy is normal mode in old Halos. In that game,
that game's one of the harder ones.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. It's difficulty. What I do like its difficulty is all that's really padding out the length of a game to be 6 hours.
It is. And then they have hit these 3 buttons, and then on later difficulties, that's all padded.
But you know what that makes it all okay, though? And why it is not the most disappointing game of the year?
Why?
1, the honey badger. B, the gun noises.
They don't know what the honey badger is.
I know. They'll never find out.
It's the saw.
Oh, you son
Too bad. It's the saw. That is the best gun in that game. But yeah, I will totally agree with M. I've played a lot of games from back in the Doom days, the Duke Nukem and stuff, and I've always liked some gun sounds. That sounds pretty nice. This is the first game I played it with these guys. That is the first game I've really felt like I'm firing like a frickin' gun. It sounded and felt like a gun. And the sound corresponded with how much damage it kind of sounded like it would be doing.
Agreed.
So, there's mine. Homer, Game of the Year.
I technically did not play the Walking Dead video game. I was with you guys when we played it.
That's part of it, sure.
Well, that's part of it.
Oh, yeah.
Because we all work together to make those decisions.
Yeah, I agree wholly with M that it does deserve Game of the Year. Along with honorable mentions for Dishonored and Halo 4. About Halo 4, a lot of
don't hate me, but I feel the need to bring up. I feel the need to bring up that we keep saying honorable mention to Dishonored.
Well, it is. It's a fantastic game.
Oh, do you get it? Honorable mention. Dishonored.
I'm sorry.
You're going to hell.
Rightly so.
I've had so. It doesn't even matter anymore, man.
It doesn't even matter.
I don't even care.
I've beaten that out of
the
you.
amount of times I fucked you up during the opening video that we attempted to record and aren't even getting to today.
Oh yeah, just people to let you know. That was originally supposed to be Alexander, not me.
Yeah, I was supposed to do it.
Probably, you know what? We're probably gonna go back to Alexander because as per, if you're listening to this right now, we haven't recorded it yet. We record things out of order usually. Like we probably won't get to the intermission video for like a week or so.
I'm gonna try to get this done before Christmas. Impossible. I know.
Especially because it relies on me not eating this.
Yeah, I will kill you.
Patrick, don't eat the data. Alright, so what did you say?
Yeah, like
every time we talk about it, I imagine him eating a floppy disk.
I'm thinking more of a flash.
Did you know that on Windows Word, like Microsoft Word, the save icon is a picture of a floppy disk with the little thingy backwards? The thingy on its backwards.
They've had that screwed up for how long?
Ever.
Okay.
Back to
But
games.
anyway, yeah, Halo 4. Something interesting. When I first played Halo 4, like, I'm a die-hard Halo fan.
So this is your game of the year?
No, it's not my game of the year, but you already said everything that needs to be said about Walking Dead, the video game.
Alright.
That is a perfect summation of what it is. If you haven't played it, play it! Like, I cannot...
$25.
Yeah, $25
One of
for
the
that.
greatest games you'll probably ever play.
You'll get so much more out of it than you will out of, like, most multiplayer games today. It's amazing. It really is. It's one of the best stories I've ever played. And I play games mostly for the story. And it's so good. But one thing I noticed about Halo 4, I am a die-hard Halo fan along with Jake here. Like we were at the midnight release along with like 5 other people for the anniversary edition.
Yes, we
of
were.
Halo.
The anniversary.
Nerds!
For a game you already own!
I have it installed on my hard drive. I can take it with me wherever I go. I'll have the original Halo 1 Combat Evolved, and I bought the Anniversary Edition.
I have never even beaten the Anniversary Edition.
Yeah.
You know which mission
and
I'm on? I'm on the stealth mission in the beginning of the fucking game.
That's level 3 silent
There's like-
photographer.
I didn't even...
No, that's stealth.
Oh, and I'm
this-
Truth and Reconciliation. God damn
How
it.
do you not remember that?
Sorry.
No.
You have one job!
You call yourself a
I-
Halo fan.
No, I remember a time where you could literally name off not just the levels, but all the times where it says the little black bar appears at the bottom, and it's like the little checkpoints where it's like, and the horse you rode in on is at the very end of the game.
Yeah.
But Daddy, I don't want to ride the elevator. That one.
That one's from 2.
That one is from 2, isn't it? What's the one in 1? Because I know you do that in 1, right?
It's level something. This, and keys to super weapons.
Yeah, I
Assault
remember
rifle, something, and keys to super weapon. Yeah,
It's in the library.
Yeah, that one's it. But you could probably guess we're big Halo fans. I begrudgingly loved Halo 4, like because I didn't read the books. I had no clue what was going on. But thank God I had 2 friends who were reading the books and filled me in on all I needed to know. If you're playing the game,
Actually, one friend that read the books and another one that absorbs information through osmosis.
Yes, that's true.
I just rub on his beard and I learn all that he has ever known.
But if you're
The
playing the game,
things I know about Sarah.
That's weird.
Have you found the mole yet?
Oh, I've ruined the podcast.
no, because it's just going. Have you found the?
We haven't.
Pelican!
Chase to it.
Have you found the? Yet? Just like the
No, the pelican.
Oh, the pelican.
Oh,
The podcast isn't ruined though because we haven't mentioned genital fluids yet.
that's not.
We can't go to one podcast. That's my only rule. I have 2 rules. I have 3 rules. And you're gonna come up with 2 different bleeping noises for this one. No mention of. No mention of. and no mention of genital fluids.
That is the only place I got this. I will not censor just for you.
Because I don't find any of those appropriate. That's been my only rule.
Hold on, let me mark down the time that was said. That was said at about 22 minutes.
I will write that down and make sure that is not censored.
Oh, you're just going to listen to the beginning part, because after this, I hit anyone who says anything. But yeah.
So, Halo 4. I had a friend who reads the books.
Just say it's me.
Jake reads the books. And he fills me in on like everything I needed to know even before the game came out. But if you haven't read the books, you're not going to know who the librarian is. You're going to have no idea who the didact is. You're going to have no idea why he's important, what the cryptum is. You're going to have a vague understanding of what the composer is because they kind of tell you.
No, you want to know my favorite? No, the composer, that came out of freaking nowhere.
Really?
I reread the first Forerunner book. They don't even talk about that shit.
Really?
My favorite thing in the whole game is they use the word ancilla, which means AI. They don't ever once say that. You can only get it through context clues because you can tell they're mentioning Cortana.
Because they hate you. They hate you because you haven't read the books. Fuck you. You haven't read it. That was a really weird choice. And the entire time I was playing it, I was like, I understand what's going on. What the fuck are you doing?
He just farted.
You motherfucker.
He just farted and then wafted it into his own mouth.
I was seeing if it was good. I was going to share it with you guys.
You disgust me. All of you. I call you my compatriots.
Alright, so I think...
I was playing the game, and I knew what was going on because you had told me literally everything.
Yeah.
But I'm playing the game and being like, man, I really like this game, but only because I know what's going on. I wonder what literally everybody else is going through, because maybe, I don't know, 10% of everybody who played this game actually read the books. Because people are going to be introduced to this series via this game, and critics have said, if you haven't been a fan yet, this is a great place to come in. No, it's not! You have no idea what's going on! There's no context, they just drop you off like you're in on it the entire time. But then, I started talking to people who didn't read the books. I said, oh, you didn't read the books. How did you know anything that was going on? The answer was unanimously, I don't know, some alien's angry and I gotta kill him. That's it. I don't know. Hey, do you know who the didact is? No. Well, weren't you curious? No, I never thought about it. What do you mean? He's angry and I gotta kill him. Humanity's under attack, he killed all of New Phoenix? Fuck him. I killed him.
I don't even know what New Phoenix is.
Do you know who the librarian is? No, I didn't give a shit. I just kept playing.
Who the fuck is Dr. Housey?
What the fuck's a Sonic?
I was trying to be subtle with that, but yeah.
And then I'm like, okay, so what did you think of the game? You must have thought it was mediocre. No, I fucking love the game. Everybody loves the game.
Because that's the thing that everybody loves about Halo most of all is just it's a fun shooter. Not that it's really that in depth.
And it's a very fun shooter.
It's an incredibly fun shooter.
I'll admit, I thought the campaign was total shit. But I thought that multiplayer, even though it's Halo of Duty Call of Cortana, is really good. That was a really fun multiplayer.
Also, that ending, I like it. You've read all the books. You've consumed all the media, Jake. You've done all the research. No one's been able to explain it. How the fuck is she there to touch you? They explain that he's immune to the composer, so he can't be Data. There's no way that they can physically be to get.
The only thing I could ever think of is that she made herself physical, and the reason why it only works for her is she was initially Data, not organic, turned to Data, then tried to turn back into organic. Maybe.
But she's still see-through.
Question. Why didn't
she can choose her form.
Question. Why didn't they have sex?
Because they're in space!
I'm sure that's been
And then where was he? He was in a box.
I've seen
That's another thing. That I don't know.
Okay.
I think we need to
How did the nuke not kill them? Anyways.
Oh, because he called it in because he got the didact was his last kill streak.
There's no way he could have survived by crawling into that fridge.
Okay. So, Patrick, tell me. Patches the Clown. Patrick, tell me your favorite game of the year.
My best game of the year? Sonic 06. No, I'm just kidding.
I'm leaving.
To be honest, perfectly honest,
no.
Alexander. Okay, later. This is now the Patches Cast. Anyway.
That sounds like a dude in his basement with a video camera.
We're going to talk about the anime board D, or the Fortune board D.
No.
No, I'm kidding. Anyway, this is going to sound a little weird. My best game of the year, Dark Souls.
Oh, we should be laughing. Oh, it's not like you told us that joke before.
It's not like we knew this ahead of time. And it was the entire reason why I made him split the two subjects that way, for the sake of that joke. It's not like I plotted this from the very beginning. You're all little shits and you need me, otherwise you don't die!
Yes, master. But no, Dark Souls. It is one of the most in-depth and even though there is no actual emotional involvement, I actually feel like I'm part of the game world when I'm walking around. Like, I'm going through the same area, killing the exact same enemies over and over again. There's lots of repetition in this game. But, oh man, I actually feel part of the world. Like, I'm actually doing something. I'm changing things. I'm talking to people. The voice acting in this game ranges between comically over the top and ridiculously deadpan, but I think it comes out really beautifully because the entire game is either ridiculously over the top, where you're fighting a thing like 8 stories tall, or it's really...
You can block with just your shield.
Or you can block with just your shield, or it's incredibly muted.
He can knock you like
By the way,
8 feet
fuck
away.
the bull demon.
You started fighting him, didn't you?
I actually thought of a good way to do it. I looked up a video and I was like, that's really smart. You lure him out, you go right past the midpoint of the bridge, just past it, then haul ass backwards, get on top of the ladder thing at the very beginning, and then drop attack him.
That's what you have to do.
But motherfucker, I couldn't do it more times than...
You can only do it once.
No, you can do it more than one time.
You can, but it's hard because he wises up to it and jumps up. But anyway, it has one of the most in-depth inventory and not inventory systems, but like weapon management, armor management, upgrade systems and stuff. And the game is remarkably unforgiving, but it is fair. The only reason you screwed up is because you were either incompetent or proud. This game makes you humble. I will never get angry at another game again, except Dark Souls 2 for fucking up everything and trying to be Skyrim. Because
You haven't even played!
the makers of the game have said, hey, you know all that subtlety and how hard it was and how that was the major draw for the game? Yeah, we're going to try to be more like Skyrim. They are quoted in saying that. They said that, and it makes me sad.
Okay. So,
the one thing I'll comment about Dark Souls, the thing that actually turns me off about it is the environments are very beautiful, but it feels empty and soulless in a way that that drives me so away from it. I can't even begin with it. Like I don't care at all about what happens. The only character I care about, you have to kill, and he's the final boss.
Lord Gwyn.
Or Brolar.
It's Solaire.
Brolaire
of the...
Brolaire and the what I call the Onion Knight.
The Onion Knight, Sigmaer of Casarina.
Yeah, but they're not really that around. You don't really have any meaningful conversation with them.
But you can totally change their fates. And it does.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. Of course, nothing really matters. But this game is about how everything is despair, but there's a little glimmer of hope.
Yeah, but like, it is still so like I don't feel like when I'm watching you that in the moments that when it comes to story stuff, I don't feel that despair in the story. Visually, it's interesting, but I feel like such a like I feel no investment in it. And the thing is, I can feel invested in what other people's play. Like I can feel investment when I watch an anime or when I watch a movie or that, but I feel no investment of it because I don't care what happens to that world because no one's alive and nobody's worth protecting. Because everyone's either dead, going to die, or kind of already dead. Like, and if you make their lives better, it'll only make them worse. And in the end, you feel the hope. I get that, but there really isn't enough of it, and there really isn't enough population worth saving. It's like, well, you can torment yourself for 1,000 years at the end of the game to keep the age of fire and help save everybody.
Spoiler alert.
But why when there's 2 people on the planet?
Well, it's the world. The reason it is like it is because it's just the world you're in. This is only one kingdom, and this is just so happens to be where the kiln of the first flame is, because it's the city of the gods, Lordran. Or it's the kingdom of the gods, Lordran. There are other settlements. It's a planet.
Yeah, I know, but like, there's no one there, and I saw like Demon Soul stuff. But there's no one there either.
That's different.
I know that's different, but still, they flushed out environments. They haven't flushed out a world.
It's because the game is one of these like kind of subtle art house movies where you have to sit there and you have to let yourself get absorbed into it, but without having any real characterization, like the movie 1979 Stalker by Andrei Tarkovsky.
I think we should get into that later with something we're going to bring up later when you're bringing up about it being an art piece.
Bake.
Yeah.
We'll get into that later.
We're gonna have art.
We're gonna get into that later.
Yes.
And we'll rebuttal you then.
Okay.
Now let's just bring to that. That was the first part of me. That whole video game discussion.
Yeah.
I'm actually going to skip myself for the sake of time. The second thing.
Hey, by the way, we finished. Just shorten it down. We finished Sword Art. I fucking hate it.
I find it interesting. It's not good. It's not as good as anyone you will ever tell you it is. I will say that right now. It is not best anime ever. It is not anime of the year. No. I found it a little bit interesting. I enjoyed the art, and not in that art way. I mean, just basic animation. I enjoyed it.
The sword art is pretty good.
Then that's the one thing. The fighting's not bad. Watching the fighting isn't bad.
The fighting's not bad when it's there.
When it's there, that's its problem. That's all we'll say about that.
Can't wait for gun art online.
That is the funny part that is coming.
I hate Sword Art with a passion.
Wasn't there a magazine that called it the smartest anime on the planet?
Yes. Yes.
One of the new. I haven't finished it. I've gotten to like 3 episodes into the new season.
I want you to know. I don't get mad on the internet. Like, I get mad in front of you guys, but I actually don't get mad at people on the internet. I can't do that to myself. Like, I've typed out like entire paragraph responses to certain individuals, and then deleted it all because like I refuse to be a part of this whole just flame wars bullshit. The one thing that I made it a like status on Anime Vice because I just couldn't. I read someone say the words, the characterization in Sword Art Online and the emotional deaths are far more emotional and meaningful than the deaths or characterizations in Fate Zero, and I had to stop.
Was it Tom that said that?
No.
Because Tom's retarded.
No.
By the way, Anime Vice, Tom's fucking retarded. Don't listen to him. He's retarded. He's the only paid member, and he shouldn't be. Fucking Foxfire should be paid. Who's the other guys?
Hi, Tom.
Why have I forgotten their names? I only remember Foxfire art.
Hey, we don't yell at other members.
It's okay, Tom.
Except for Tom, because he's fucking retarded.
I love you.
Tom has all of our opposite opinions.
I would willingly debate him any day on anything, but I will not call
on
him
literally
retarded.
anything.
Yes, on anything. On cake.
All right.
He's not actually retarded. It's just we have the complete opposite opinions.
Okay. So
I'm not done.
Okay.
I'm old school. I've been with a subgenre that the MMO video game in the game shit. I've been in that subgenre since the late 90s. I've seen that. I've lived through when .hack dominated that entire subgenre, and there is nothing that Sword Art Online did that hasn't been done better, more emotional, better looking, and just more meaningfully and more efficiently than even just the .hack franchise has done. It has done all those things better than Sword Art Online ever has and ever will. But that's my review's gonna be up before this podcast, so you can see how much I dislike it there.
So that's me.
Next up,
that was Alexander.
No, I just wouldn't stop talking.
Oh, okay.
Patrick, tell me what's been going on.
I've watched a fantastic anime these past couple weeks. I've watched a couple, but I will talk about one in particular because it finished.
All right.
It is called Chunibyo Demo Koi ga Shitai, which is despite my 8th grader syndrome, I will find love or something like that. It's kind of complicated. First off, 8th grader syndrome. Have you ever seen one of those people that comes into school and they're dressed in all black and they're all gothic?
I've been to a convention before.
And they talk about how they're sorcerers and stuff.
I've been to a convention before.
You have to mention Bleach and Naruto.
But yeah, it's pretty much a kid who watched Bleach and Naruto and pretends to be somebody from those in the backyard. I don't know. I don't watch those shows, so I don't know.
Sounds like Spencer.
I think a better thing is someone who watches Bleach and Naruto and says that they... It's people who like Sword Art Online.
You know, I have a perfect example. Tech support. He thought he was Sephiroth in 7th grade. He told me that. He thought he was Sephiroth.
Why is like the MCAST like?
We can say his name.
No. He is
tech support.
He's tech support.
I want to kill him while the podcast is running more often.
But 5% of the entire MCAST is just devoted to us telling like tech support's deepest, darkest secrets and shitting on them behind his back. And he'll never be here because he was in one episode and he says one thing because he was over that day.
And because I can't pronounce moon runes.
But anyway. In the show,
you can't pronounce more than 3 vowels at a time. And
in this show, there is a guy who was like this back in 7th and 8th grade, but now he's in high school, and he remembers these days and cringes in terror that anybody would know that he was like this. He moves across town so nobody he knows will be at his school, and nobody will know that he was a Chunibyo. That he was a Chuny. I'm just going to call it Chunies from now on.
Will you take this box of Chuny?
Yeah. That's an adorable picture. We're going to post... I'm going to give you that picture so you can use it now.
Yes, I will.
Like right now, when I say right now...
Well, whoever's editing this video.
Every single time somebody says right now on this podcast.
Chuny box.
Is that going to be a thing now?
But anyway...
No, just this is isolated incident. Right now.
The plot is that he has decided he's given it up. He's not going to do anything with it. He has put all of his crap, his fake sword, his trench coat and stuff, he put it out on the porch, and he's looking at it, he's reminiscing, and he's thinking for a second, and he goes, and he says, like, banishment this world, Dark Flame Master! Because that was his name. And then he cringes in terror, but what he doesn't realize is that the girl who lives above him saw him. And this girl has Chuny so bad! She calls herself the Wicked Eye, she has an eye patch, and she's adorable as hell. Her name's Rika, but she always goes by Wicked Eye because she's stupid. Anyway, she goes to the same school as him. She is in the same class as him. She stares at him and says, "Why don't you reveal yourself, Dark Flame Master?" in front of everybody. So this girl is constantly hanging on him, and eventually he just sort of becomes friends with her. And, adventure.
That's how you make friends, guys, by the way. Just, like, hassle them and make their lives as miserable and unforgiving as
That's
possible.
how you guys are my friends. You know it's true.
We just punch you.
Yeah.
No, I don't punch you. I put my hand
Spencer
near his
punched me.
face until he crawls into a corner.
Shut up! Nobody touches my face but girls. Anyway.
That's how the Japanese make friends, is they cling to each other and make their lives miserable. Americans make friends just by punching each other occasionally when they pass each other in the hall.
And violence solved everything.
The show it's very funny. It's got a little bit of cringe comedy in it, because if you've ever had one of those moments where you used to pretend you were a certain character, this will make you cringe because you will remember that. It's also a little bit later on, as all anime does, it gets serious. But then
that's actually kind of a new trend. Like
it is.
It's the reason for that is anime viewership. The average anime viewer is getting older. So, because there's less people adopting the format, mostly because Japan's like an old man. It's not getting any younger. They don't make new ones.
It's like an old man. It also isn't letting any new ones into its yard.
Yes.
Well, they know if they reproduce, it's going to have 2 heads.
Oh,
Jake.
That's sad.
That joke was too tsunami.
Jake, it wouldn't have 2 heads.
You sure it didn't have a little bit...
it would have gills.
It would have gills to adapt to its new environment.
There go all...
you could say that their reaction was quite nuclear.
There goes our one Japanese viewer. I know he's there because I saw it.
Why did he view this? That was the worst mistake he ever made.
Like 6 Japanese viewers, to be honest.
Bullshit.
Well, we just lost 6 viewers then.
6 IP addresses from Japan accessed the first podcast.
Why?
Because they accidentally clicked on YouTube.
It was Legend of Korra. Like,
Japanese people can watch American stuff if American people sit around and watch Japanese shit all day.
well, regardless. So
yeah, I watched Chunibyo and watched a ton of movies. Not anime though.
Would you recommend Chunibyo to me, seriously?
I would recommend Chunibyo to you, but you'd have to watch 3 episodes. If you don't like it, don't watch it. My favorite parts of the series, besides the main character hitting the stupid people and telling them to act realistic and it's funny, my favorite parts are when the Chunis, they start fights, Chuny fights, and it shows their version of what's going on, their little delusions, and it is magical. It is cool.
It's okay.
It is really cool.
Anything else you gotta...
The best character is the girl with long twin tails that she fashioned into bolas on the end and she hits people with them.
Me.
Yeah, her name's Dekamori. And she says "dis" all the time because she says death. Like, it's deathly cool. It's death. Because death sounds like death, which is death and sounding...
So...
You're fucking retarded.
She is.
And you.
She's so retarded.
Anyways! Next time on Patrick, what do you got next?
That's all I got.
Alright, that's all
I
I got.
have other stuff, but I'll talk about it now.
We'll talk about it.
I'll talk about it when I'm done.
Hey, Chase!
Alright, I haven't completed an anime in about 3 months. I've been watching a little bit of everything. Like, I watched a lot of Sword Art. I watched a little bit of Bakemono. I watched the first 2 episodes of Bakemono. I watched a lot of Chuny. Like, I watched half of Chuny. I've watched half of Sakura, so...
Sakura no
God damn it.
So good. I'll talk about that next time.
I'm not gonna lie, they're pretty good, but I can't stop cringing.
You need a bit more man in your anime?
I don't... I can't remember if I did have any kind of Chunibyo, but I do cringe.
That's why I wonder why tech support has any testosterone left. 'Cause that's all he watches.
I remember Eric and Spencer
Yes.
had it bad, and I would play along with them because they love Naruto. They love the fuck out of Naruto, and they love the fuck out of Bleach, and they would play within their backyard. Now, granted, both of them kind of moved into the military, so they actually became sort of badass in the end. But before that, they had it bad. Like, one of them believed wholly in the idea of, like, chi, and, like, oh, you can channel your chi into this and your chi into that. And it's not completely bullshit, but for fuck's sake, you're in the 7th grade. Like, really?
Chase.
What?
They were in 11th grade.
Oh, yeah. No, when they were talking, I remember we played, like...
He's talking about, like, back in middle school.
They made me do, like, a video with them.
Yes.
And it got, like, 119 views. I was like, take the shit down. I don't want to be a part of this.
Our podcast was more popular.
Our podcast was more... I don't care. Like, there's nothing like fucking.
Long day, people. Long day.
I don't care. About this, but like like they had it really bad, but I never really had it. I don't remember having it that bad. I don't remember having it at all. But
all little kids when they're
you're a little kid, but like it's called like 8th grade syndrome because by the time you're that old,
it's when you're doing it when you're too old to do it.
Yeah. You should have grown up. We all did it when we were like 5.
Yeah, I remember with Jake back in elementary school, we used to play in recess and do all shit in the court search.
I used to play Gundam.
The one thing I remember the most we did is we would literally enact Yu-Gi-Oh battles. If we really had the monsters.
We did.
I remember back in recess.
I don't even remember. I remember us like pretending that the recess like fucking
the sand,
the base. You know the base.
Yeah.
We would turn it into a ship.
Yeah. And
I remember that one because I always made myself captain. I did. He was my first mate, Jake. This is 2nd grade.
Then that kid Justin.
Yeah.
He was like
the hyper little fuck.
You guys want to hear something horrible?
What?
I once used to play at like recess with this kid that was like 4 years younger than me, but I was like 5th grade. I actually drew down different weapons and enemies.
What do you mean?
I wrote them down, drew pictures and diagrams, and explained it to
So
him.
did I when I was in elementary school. Like, if you're in elementary school and your imagination runs wild, fine.
I continued into middle school, but then I stopped after that.
No, like in elementary school, I went to
you should change where never let your imaginations go if you don't want to. Just change use it to draw art or write fiction. Or
Don't be a toonie, though.
But yeah, like I never went to the same elementary. I went to the elementary school John. I went to his elementary school, but I knew him then. What me, him, and this guy, Eduardo would do.
I beeped. It's okay.
Bleep. I told you.
The elephant. The elephant sound.
I hit my own hand.
The elephant sound will make it funny. But
just to piss you off, I'm not going to make it an elephant.
It's gonna be a duck now.
It's going to be a fart. It's not going to be a fart either.
No, but it's going to be none of these things.
Let Chase go on.
Alright. But I used to play every...
It's going to be a recording of Chase just going, Pelican!
That's what it should be! I'm going to do that. I'll let you help me later.
Stop laughing!
That'll just be my... Squawk! It's just like...
No, you do the chipmunk noise.
King of the Chipmunks.
I do this thing where I will like start doing the Hitler like Nazi thing as if I'm talking to a massive crowd, but then speak like a chipmunk, and it'll be the chipmunk that.
I hope the microphone can pick up on that.
Death to the rabbits!
Like, I want you all to know, Jake, even though you can't hear him laughing, is like doubled over. You can't make the sounds. That's how funny they find
I gotta
it.
say, this is the best opening of a podcast we've ever done, ever.
That one guy in Qatar, I bet, is really disappointed that I keep mispronouncing his country.
You mean Carter?
Q-A-T.
Named after President Carter.
You're killing me.
He's not important enough. That fucking peanut farmer didn't do shit. His brother made some okay beer, though.
Okay.
But the 8th grade thing, I used to run around with this guy John and Eduardo, and we would play Gundam. And one of us finger, and we'd slam our face like shining finger, and we'd slap each other in the face like shining finger, smack. You're like, you missed me, I fucking hit you. And then like, it's like, oh, I fucking hit you, smack. Okay, now you hit me. Well, I hit you before. And yeah, like Gundam. We did play Yu-Gi-Oh. I remember me and you playing Yu-Gi-Oh. Oh, no, wait, no, we didn't meet each other.
Yeah, we never played Yu-Gi-Oh together.
Yeah, no, we didn't meet until...
No, you guys played the actual card game together.
Yeah, we
Where's
played
my deck? Where's my
Very
deck?
seriously.
My brother sold my deck. I was mad.
I still... Oh, here it is.
Mine?
No.
Bitch, I got my fucking deck.
You got
See,
your
I play
deck.
a man's game, Magic.
Alright, let's
but I
change the
also, like-
subject.
I also played, like, Army, though. Like,
Yeah, well, everyone did that.
Yeah. But yeah, other than that, like, it... I outgrew it just like most of you did. But yeah, I cringe at most of my anime. Like most anime in general, I just cringe because I need more man in my. I need man-anime.
Yeah, this is not gonna be like. Oh, it's just sad. After the greatest year in anime ever, 2011. Fucking everything.
Fate Zero was manime.
Fate. Okay,
That was
2011. Let me tell you what came out in 2011. Just some stuff. You had Fate Zero, Madoka Magica, Steins Gate, Yusugi Drop. You guys didn't watch it, but that was great.
I'm going to watch it.
Fuck. What else came out? 2011 was Anohana came out.
Yeah, Anohana did.
Fucking. That was a manly. That was the greatest year in anime ever.
Anohana wasn't necessarily manly. It was tough. It's tough.
You had to have tough meat. Your meat is pretty tough.
I want to imagine like Great John taking that fall and hitting his head on the rocks and being like, "Oh, dirt, your meat!" As he's dead. He's pretty tough.
See,
we're making a reference to Great John Umber from the Song of Ice and Fire, as in Game of Thrones. He's the guy who gets his hand bit off by a wolf and then laughs.
I'm sorry, every time you talk about Anohana, all I think about is how you compare me to the guy that cross-dresses.
Because you are.
You're like him if you were more of an asshole.
Minus or plus the cross-dressing.
There's
not giving me an answer.
Like I said, when I touched your beard, I learned things about you and
Imagine like
Sarah that I
he
never wanted
is
to
the
know.
square root of you. If you're more of an asshole, plus or minus more crafty. You are the square root of him, minus asshole, plus or minus cross-dressing.
You failed calculus. You can do it.
I didn't fail calculus. I didn't get the credit.
Anyways,
a couple points.
So the 2011 was too good. 2012, I gotta say, it's a weaker year. I mean, Fate Zero ended in 2012, so we gotta think.
And I didn't fail calculus. I didn't get the credit in calculus too. So shut up.
Anyways, so
Chunies and Sakuraso, that's all I gotta say. That 2012, that makes it for me. 'Cause those two shows are beautiful.
They're okay.
yeah, but he is right. There's no good action or like. Well, there is. But there's technically like Batoon and whatever the fuck that show is about.
Batoom?
BTOOM.
Oh yeah, that one.
I didn't watch it, but
nobody did.
well, apparently
No one I
enough
know.
people did.
What was that one? Tech Support watched it. Oda Nobuna, where a kid gets transported
Yeah,
back
I
in
don't
time.
think that wasn't this year.
That was this year.
Was it this year?
It was this year.
I think it was
According to
this year.
him, it was amazing, and it wasn't like all cutesy and crap because that's like all he watches. But like this one,
I don't
wasn't
believe
too
him.
cute. No, there's one cutesy character apparently, and it's like
No, he's shown me parts of the show. I don't believe him because
Really?
all it is they took. It's interesting in the sense that it's about all the feudal wars and the warring states period, but all it is all of them are turned into little girls.
oh yeah, like
Cute girls doing historical things.
yeah,
Yeah.
Nobunaga's like
Yeah, a little
a
girl.
woman,
Yeah.
except for Hattori Hanzo,
Yes.
but you can't make Hattori Hanzo a woman. You can try, and then he will
did
invade
they?
your
No,
anime.
they made him a man.
No. They tried, and then his ghost invaded the anime and made him a man.
I still don't understand how there isn't a version of Fate something where the assassin is Hattori Hanzo. How has that not been done?
Hasn't it?
No. It's always.
What was the one before then?
It was this one random samurai.
Oh, I thought it was Hattori Hanzo.
And then it became Hessen, depending on which series you picked. If you chose to go the Sakura route, you ended up being the true assassin, who was Hessen again, because assassin is like the best pick for an assassin.
Wait, who was a different assassin then if you didn't go with Sakura?
It's just some random
it's just
samurai.
it's just the samurai guy, and he dies early on.
Okay.
It's just you don't get to meet the true assassin unless you pick, because it actually like changes elements of the story. Like who the villain is and who gets who changes to fit the direct narrative it's trying to tell. It's more like
I believe Zokuken is always the villain.
No, he's like not even mentioned outside of Sakura's art. He's not that important. He's the only villain I care to remove the throat of. But
You talking about the white hair guy?
no,
No, the bald-haired guy.
bald-haired guy,
I haven't
white-haired
seen
guy from
Bald-haired?
Fate Zero is cool.
That's the
The
joke.
bald haired guy?
His grandpa, the guy with the bugs
He's about 5 feet
in his
tall.
attic.
Oh, yeah.
Has a really like weird hobby of raping his nieces with bugs.
Yes, that
And
My uncle had that
the
hobby
word you were
once.
looking for was- I was saying the word you were looking for is basement.
basement. Yes, basement.
There you go.
That'll be door 2, number 2. Door 2,
Door 2, number 2.
Anyway, so
All right. Is that
anything else?
anything else?
I made a Rube Goldberg machine.
Oh.
That's another reason that like I was the only finals which I was doing bad on, and one final which I actually did all right on, despite my literally half my team not being there the entire time. I took a class called Intro to the Engineering Profession, and because I want to be an engineer, despite being bad at calculus. I swear I will not build you a house and have it fall over. I'll be better at calculus by then. I promise you. But I took Intro to the Engineering Profession, and as part of that, you had to. Your final
Yeah,
was
how you doing?
you've got a cup on your head.
No,
How does it feel, Chase?
Keep
How does it
talking.
feel?
It
It's
feels
the other
good.
people with stupid things on their head.
Keep talking. This isn't happening. Keep talking.
Explain to the people what a Rube Goldberg machine is
All right,
for those who don't know.
A Rube Goldberg machine, for those who don't know, is a machine that does a series. It's made up of a bunch of different simple machines, and it's supposed to be very complex but accomplish a simple task. It's like, oh, the match strikes the thing, which melts the wire, which lights the rocket, which kicks the cat, which sets the tea kettle off, which flips a switch which turns
Yo,
the lights
dog,
on.
did you watch an episode of Tom and Jerry once? It was that thing.
Occasionally they would have Rube Goldberg machines.
Did you see? What was the very famous one?
How about Mousetrap? If you ever played the game Mousetrap,
That's
a Rube Goldberg
That's a
machine.
Rube Goldberg machine.
I forget what the point of that game is, but I digress.
To kill one to catch a mouse.
Okay. So there's Mousetrap. Yeah, that's a Rube Goldberg machine, and we had to make one, like a full-size one. The minimum requirement, or no, the maximum was 4 foot by 4 foot by 4 foot, but it could be any size you wanted. And there was a team of 6. The entirety of the project was 3 of us, including tech support, who took the same class. Me, him, and this guy named Mitch Rosu.
Who looks like Egoraptor.
Looks
exactly like Egoraptor.
Egoraptor. Built this project out of duct tape and dreams. Because we only had 3 people out of the 6 working on it. We built it out of duct tape and dreams in a matter of like 2 nights because we procrastinated for 6 weeks. We had 6 weeks to make it. We built it in the last week. We took the last week and we made it. Pulled 4 all-nighters, and we had to pick a theme, and we hadn't picked a theme up till then. And based on the fact that it was made of duct tape and dreams was most likely to fall apart in the end, we based it on Adam Sandler's movie career. Like other people chose, our theme is Christmas, or we're Santa's elves, or The Lion King was the one we were competing with. You had to pull 5 things to make your Rube Goldberg machine do, but there were 6 groups. Ours was water a plant, and one other group was water a plant, and theirs was The Lion King, and theirs fucking was retarded. It was stupid. It was stupid and dumb, and they shouldn't. They're dumb. But
Somebody's bitter.
shut up.
There's
Ours actually worked the best out of everybody
It's
else.
the only time it ever actually worked.
Yeah,
That's the best part.
The thing was, it didn't work. Almost, it almost didn't work because the little ball bearing flew out at one. But Mitch, with his godlike cat-like reflexes, and put it right back on the track, and the teacher didn't notice. So he didn't get points off for it. The thing was, the very end of our project includes a ramp with, or a little cart that has
With a board of death on it.
with spikes going up through it, and it's permeable, going underneath a funnel, or not a funnel, but like a tube, a clear tube, and then underneath that is a funnel, and underneath that, the plant slides back into place. So that and above all that is a water balloon, and the very last step is a little Hot Wheels track, knocks a wedge out of the way, well, the water balloon falls on the spikes, pops, and water goes down and waters the plant. What we got points off for was, Mitch is fucking retarded too, and he got a full-size, party balloon, and filled it about 1 inch in diameter, 2 inches in diameter with water.
Oh, God.
Did that get everywhere?
Hard as hell to pop! No, 2 inches is measure out 2 inches.
Yeah.
This is a full-size, supposed to be 8 inches in radius balloon.
Yeah.
Hard as hell to pop, filled it maybe 2.5 inches in diameter with water.
Right.
We tied it up, it fell on the spikes, and nothing happened, and the entire class is just silent. And I'm the only one at that end of the project, everybody else is at, I'm like, there is no fucking way! In front of the teacher, in front of God and everyone, just, there is no fucking way! And I start smashing the balloon on the spikes. Nothing! It won't pop, and everyone is starting to laugh their ass off as I'm frantic. I'm red in the face, just shouting. I'm not muttering to myself, I am shouting to myself, there is no fucking way this project worked the first time, and the balloon is not popping! I'm saying all of this in front of God and everybody. There's a clearing, there's 5 feet between me and everybody else, and I'm slamming the balloon onto the thing. There's no fucking way! And it didn't pop! It didn't pop. It never popped. We had a backup balloon that was the size of a fucking grape, but was about to pop because there was none of it left, and I just dropped it and it popped. So we got minus 10 points or 5 points for human interaction. And you also get to submit peer reviews, and while we didn't say in front of the whole class, the other 3 got up and were fucking assholes, or they didn't say anything, but we acted like they did shit. One guy gave us $20 and then that's it. At least the other guys went on shopping excursions with us. One guy gave us $20 and that's it. But in the peer reviews, we were sure to fuck them. We fucked them, Eli. They were nothing but afterbirth.
All right.
That is the sweetest revenge.
But,
peer review.
Yeah, that was the sweetest revenge. Mitch got like 80 on it, but like I think that's because tech support and I both mentioned that we did do a bit more. No, we did about equal amounts. But I pulled more all-nighters overall, and me.
I was there with you the final night.
Oh my god!
The screams that came
I
from your
don't
mouth.
get angry. I got furious.
Actually, that's a total lie. You get angry.
Shut up. I got really.
The only one that gets angrier than you is me.
You haven't seen me angry.
Yeah, but you don't. It doesn't happen. Like the thing is, like it's easy to make. It's the easiest person to make angry is me. We all know that. But like Chase, his fury is rare.
I don't get angry often.
He gets angry at a very select things, and when it does, it is a wave of destruction that covers the earth.
I got furious at this fucking thing because I'm at the final steps there, right? We're on the final step.
Uh-huh.
They need to go home to sleep. I said, no, I'm finishing this project. You all go home and sleep.
Yeah, they were all like, we give up.
Yeah, no, I stayed awake for like a good 26 hours on this thing.
Did you even sleep the entire night?
No, I didn't sleep. Mitch came over right when I finished. Like, I was finishing, and he got over because we ran out of tape and I couldn't secure the clear plastic tube. But I was pissing. I was frantic. But we're on the final step, right? I'm like, oh, all we have to do is this, and then we're done. I know how to do this. It's fine. I can do this myself. You guys all go home. I make the step, and it doesn't work. It doesn't work any of the times you try it, and then I realize what makes it not work, and I have to redesign by myself and rebuild the whole final step by myself. I have to hold up all the shit to get past.
I'm sorry, I fell asleep on you, man.
No. I didn't actually expect you to do anything. I was more comfortable with the company that I had, and then you fell asleep. But
I was tired.
It doesn't matter. I had family. I had American Dad on in the background, so I was good. And
anime podcast.
And the podcast, and I had...
No, I'm just saying, this is an anime podcast.
This is the beginning part, dude. We talk about whatever the fuck
I'm pretty
you
much
want.
explaining why I didn't watch anything, really. Like,
You talked almost exclusively about Dark Souls and a little bit about Chunies. Shut up.
You didn't let me say more about Chunies.
You know what we're going to do for the other half of this podcast? Talk about anime. Shut up.
Actually, I'm not going to talk about anything, because I haven't finished anything.
No, because we're going to have greater discussions about the nature of anime.
Oh, okay, then
Well, isn't part of
Can you guys stop ruining shit?
No.
Yes, sir.
Keep talking.
You know I can't do that. What is it? Yeah, so that's why I didn't watch any anime. I was too busy doing it. I also was busy doing the 25 Days of Toradora.
Yes,
that's so nice.
I'm behind like 3 or 4 episodes now.
I'm behind too.
No, I remember the night I was finishing, the night we were talking about, the night I was finishing the Rube Goldberg machine. It's like night 13. It's like the 13th of December, right? Oh, yeah, that's what it was.
Yeah.
It was the 13th, because it was due on the 13th. And you started December 1st. We watched 2 episodes as a group, and then we were supposed to watch it all on our own. Alexander goes, oh, yeah, I've been watching most of it. I'm like, oh, how is it? Oh, yeah, it's pretty good. I'm behind a few episodes. What was your response?
You haven't watched a damn one, have you?
Oh, no, you said, how many episodes are you behind?
Oh yeah, how many episodes you behind?
I'm like, okay, what day is it today? You said,
13th.
okay, I'm behind 11 episodes. And you knew it.
Yeah, I knew it. I fucking knew it.
And for those who don't know what this show is about, we took this challenge from our friend Tech Support. I love saying that. And it's basically it's according to the A board on 4chan, which is where he gets this idea.
That's where he lives.
That's where he lives.
This is
yes.
domain.
He is the A board. He is all that has ever
By the
was
way,
and ever will be the A board.
And you know what's fucking hysterical? He is the A board. He owns a pillow that he
owns 2.
No, he's gonna get the second.
No, the second came in.
Okay, 2 Dakimakuras. He lives on the A board. His opinions are A. He is the most physically fit out of everyone in this room.
Yes.
He weighs the least.
He can do the best neck beard.
Or like he has infinite chin.
Yeah, he can do the best infinite
Yet at the same time, he's skinny as hell.
Yeah.
Mm.
So it's against physics that he does that. But Toradora, it's 25 episodes. There's 25 days to Christmas. It works.
And there's a Christmas theme towards
It's a
the
Christmas thing towards the end, so it's like it works. Right? Right? Yeah.
Except episode 19 is Christmas. That doesn't matter
Yeah.
much.
I'm a cheater because I finished it.
You always do that!
Because I'm not a guy like, you know what?
You're impatient.
Like Sword Art Online was weird for me to watch because that's one of the only animes.
It's weird for me to watch too. I couldn't stop despite the fact that it's shit.
It was just weird for me because
Why do I want to finish it with you even though I know it's shit?
But
I want to sit down with you and finish it.
No, the thing is, I think one reason for me that I thought it was maybe better is because I didn't get a complete run-through. I didn't have the complete run-through of stupid shit at one time, which is what makes me think, oh, this is a bad anime.
I want you to know he's retarded. The main character's fucking
I
retarded.
know that! You think I don't?
He is the dumbest man.
Kirita-kun
He's
is
a
a
nice guy.
sexy.
He's a nice guy. He's a nice guy. He's retarded.
Yes, he is. And Toradora. It's a love story. According to A, it's the best love story ever. No.
It's not. It's okay though.
It's a good show. It's an okay show.
It's an alright love
Personally,
romance.
I think it's a great show. I don't think it's a fantastic show. I think it's a great show.
You're off if you
I think it's an 8 out of 10.
I think it's a pretty good show. I think it's better if I was more susceptible to mush. But I
I
can't.
would agree with you.
I can't cry. So every time there's like a mush scene, which by the introduction of like the new OP, which is like episode 15, from then on there's like a mush cry scene at the end of every episode, and I just feel like Woods at the end of Black Ops 2. I wheel the fuck like, oh, you guys are a bunch of fucking frauds. Deal with this shit yourselves. I have to listen to like some fucking fucking the silent comedy every time I finished an episode to grow my testicles back because I feel like, oh, you guys are such fucking broads. Just fucking deal with it. I genuinely feel like they're being babies about it, and I know that's a mean thing because they're in high school and most of them are women. But like, I genuinely feel like you guys are fucking tough. Just fucking deal
I
with
feel
it.
like everything you've said is wrong on so many levels, but I do agree with you. They're being children, but I think that has nothing to do with the fact that they are women, Chase.
No. I'm not saying like physically, like physiologically. A lot of the characters are women.
Yes.
That's what I mean.
Yes.
Now, women can be tough. I'm just saying, like, God, you're being so
Well,
fucking...
and this is the theme of this show is to not put your wants and beliefs behind it for the sake of somebody else. That is what causes every single problem in this show.
I would agree with you.
Yes, and I think it does some interesting stuff with the story that it's telling, and I think all the characters are at least functional. I gotta say, there's no character that made me go, I just hate you. I never want you in this.
Ami got you close.
No, actually,
Really?
I'm a pretty big Ami apologist.
I'm
She's
not.
one of my favorite
At
characters.
first, I hated her.
Yes,
but
I
then
agree.
She grew on me. She
Which one,
really
Ami?
grew on me.
The blue hair, you
Not
met her.
met her.
No, wait,
No,
how many
I-
episodes are you in?
Wait, what do you...
Blue hair.
You
mean
mean like
long
episode
hair.
8, dude.
The
Episode
model.
8,
Yeah,
dude, you
That's
see her
episode 9. I'm on episode
9.
19.
Yeah, that's saying you know her. Like,
Of course I... No, I don't... another problem I have
Like,
with
the
anime
only
is I
thing-
cannot remember names.
Like the only thing that forgives me for her is, yeah, she started out as a bitch, and then she starts to be this person that will literally, she's that person that you walks by someone who's in a lot of pain and says that exact thing that they either need to hear, but it's that need to hear that you don't want to hear.
Yeah,
That solves everything.
Everything she has to say is wake the fuck up.
You hate her guts, but you love her anyway.
I sympathize with her character a great deal. I can understand where she's coming from greatly in her feelings of just like I am surrounded by people who all would be much happier and all would be better off and treat each other more fairly if they would just wake the fuck up.
Is it weird that I agree with her on literally everything she's ever said, but I wish she'd stop being so fucking high and mighty?
Yes.
I agree.
That actually brings up an interesting point, like related to Shane in The Walking Dead, in that he was right a lot of the time, but the way he came out with it was wrong, and everything would turn out screwed up because of that. Mm-hmm. But it's a similar vein, not the same, obviously.
Yeah.
The thing is, like, I forgive her for that because often than not, the way she does it is to just tell things as they are. Less so in the beginning, she was just a bitch because she was a bitch.
Well, she was a bitch because she was hiding who she really was, which is another theme of the show, which is stupid.
This is a bitch. She was hiding the fact that she was a bitch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And she didn't think she could get friends if she was a bitch, which
And
is
she's right.
mostly correct.
I actually kind of like her evolution as a character, because in the beginning, little bit of a spoiler for her little mini arc, which is 2 episodes, so I don't feel bad about spoiling it, and it's before the halfway point anyway, is she is they make her face her actual true emotions and start acting like she's supposed to, instead of having the false persona up at all times of being all cutesy and nice, and she starts being a bitch in private with them. But at first, she still has that cutesy persona up, and I was thinking, oh, she didn't learn anything, this anime is stupid. But then as it got along, I kind of realized, you know what? She's slowly weeding herself off of it, and she's becoming more and more of just her regular self, even in public situations. And I really liked the way that she did that and evolved as a character. I think she's one of the best characters in that show.
Agreed.
Yeah, the writers were really clever about that. You do notice that she started being more and more of a, like, not really a bitch, but just less and less fucking retarded.
She got increasingly more Stannis-y.
Stannis Baratheon.
No one will ever be Stannis, Brett. Don't even insult Stannis by saying that.
Not even show Stannis.
You
Stannis
insult...
enough.
Actually, no, that's like perfect.
Who's ever editing the thing, you just need to put a picture of Stannis.
Just
People
Stannis
who don't
looking.
watch Game of Thrones, Stannis.
You need to see the man's face, and that is all you need.
Just need him to look angry at you.
Do not insult
And don't worry,
Stannis'
you
name
don't have
like
to look
Baratheon.
very long for a picture of Stannis angry.
Do not insult Stannis' good name, though, by comparing him to her. He never pretended to be fucking anything. I want to be the king. I never got anything in my fucking life that you fuckers... I deserve. I deserve this. This is my one thing that I deserve. I deserve to be the fucking king. Oh, you need guys on the wall? Okay, goes to the wall.
Spoiler.
Doesn't fucking matter.
It mattered to me.
What, that he goes to the wall?
Yeah.
It's the third book.
Don't worry, he doesn't join the Night's Watch.
Thanks.
He doesn't do that.
Thanks for more spoilers.
It's literally not... that. You don't know what happened...
Stop talking!
God damn.
Next time on Game Grumps!
I haven't even done my part yet!
By the way, Game Grumps is awesome. Watch Game Grumps too. After you're done with this podcast.
Oh god, yeah, they're funny.
So Alexander, what's been on with you?
Alexander! M, what you been watching? What you been playing?
I did things, I got accepted into FGCU and...
Yay! Well, now everybody knows that we're not in Chicago.
Yeah, that's...
Why would we want to be?
No,
Chicago.
Hey, me and Pat are both from Chicago. That is...
Not.
Chicago-ish.
Chicago suburb.
Chicago-ish.
You can't even fucking...
I'm from Chicago suburb too. Actually, no, you're not even from...
No, I am.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Just on the other border?
Yeah, on the northern part.
Yes. I was in the south, so I was technically...
Yeah.
Hey, Adam.
Anyway.
So I've been doing things. I got a new job. One of the 80 others. Got accepted into university, or re-accepted. So that's going to be changing up soon. Went all Games of Thrones nuts. I'm a little late to the party, but that happened.
I'm the latest to the party.
I know what tech support is.
Tech support hasn't watched Game of Thrones.
He wants to.
Does he really?
Yeah. He
Yeah,
actually
you
thought
watch
it was
it
really
with
cool.
Make him do it.
Yeah, make him do it.
I'll just give it to him.
I've begun a conquest of making all of the sigils in Black Ops 2. I've already got the Stark sigil pretty down pattern, the North Remembers, and the best one, Seaworth.
Seaworth, the Onion Knight sigil. That one's so good too.
It is. I looked on Google. Virtually no one else has done Game of Thrones sigils in the thing, and the ones that are on there are shit.
Yeah.
So you'll spend hours meticulously putting them together.
Oh yeah, he takes fucking forever.
He watched me.
It is
fucking
actually
crazy.
It's actually maddening to watch him do it because it's like, no, you had it perfect. Why? It wasn't perfect. No.
It's perfect by his standards, not by mine.
So I've been reading those books at work because my work allows for that. Because I have to sit and get yelled at. That's all. That's my job, to sit. You tell people they can't park here and then get yelled at. But as anime related, I had the great computer apocalypse.
Oh yeah. I remember.
Everything you touch dies.
He touched my ex-girlfriend.
No, I'm not going to touch my cousin.
Again.
Your fourth cousin, please.
I basically every computer that I owned, which is about 6, all died of unrelated causes all the same week. And it may or may not be because everything I touch dies, or because everything tech support touches dies.
Just because we call him tech support doesn't mean he's good at it.
Like his prospects are going to Japan.
Oh.
I feel bad for
I'm
that.
actually...
Your joke's bad and
get
you
a
should
job.
feel bad.
No, I'm going to get a job, and then 25% of my check I'm going to put away, and just in case he needs it, I'm going to bump to Japan. I'm going to try.
It's over.
He's given up?
Nail in the coffin. He didn't get his
He
scholarship.
didn't get a big scholarship that needs to, so let's not talk about that anymore.
Damn.
I feel very bad for him. I'm gonna give him Hooters, though.
And we're not talking about the wings. We're giving him Patrick's good old Hooters. But anime-related stuff, I watched 2 things. Finished Sword Art, as I discussed.
How was that?
No.
It was bad. I don't like Sword Art. I've held my tongue on it. It wasn't finished, so I held my tongue
What'd
on
you
it.
get on Anime Vice?
I've not finished my review. I know exactly. It'll be 2.5.
Okay.
We're most ridiculously average you could possibly be.
No, 3 is... it's worse than average. That's why it's 2.5.
He gives everything a curve, mostly, because he... don't you inherently believe that nothing should get a 1?
I inherently believe nothing should get a 0. 1 is like abysmal. The main thing about getting a 1 in my mind, it has to be something that I cannot understand how it got made. Like how everyone during the line of production, nobody just said no.
Like Shin-Chan.
Yes, exactly like
yes.
Shin-Chan.
Like home movies, like Shin.
Tech support likes Shin-Chan.
That's because he's an idiot.
I don't.
I think
care.
he likes it ironic.
Wait, does A like Shin-Chan?
I have
No.
idea.
No. I hate all that stuff. Gets a 1 because essentially what it means is nobody should have said yes to this. No executive. No, someone had to have seen this, and it baffles me. Like 2s, I understand. It can be some fucking marketing ploy, like the Dead Space movies. Well, one of them's actually not terrible. The one that I
It's
watched with
okay.
Jake.
Yeah.
The first one is abysmal.
Yeah, I fell asleep in it, and I'm generally not the type to fall asleep.
Keith David's in it, and that's not good enough.
How do you fuck up that bad where you put Keith David in it and it's not
His
automatic?
character's the best one, though.
By having nothing happen.
Of course he is, because he's Keith fucking David.
And my reviews have shown those always in 2. 2s are the place for just bad shit. 1.5 is the place for like really just terrible. I've never actually given a 1.5 or 1. Wait, I have.
Yeah, you have.
I've given a 1.5 to a manga called Mare, which was terrible.
Mare?
Yes.
What's it about?
I think you told me.
I know
Yeah,
what one you're talking about.
It's terrible.
What's it about?
It's about a girl that summons demons. It's horrible. It is abysmal. It is just so stupid. It's a 1 volume manga. It's
I understand why.
horrible. It's just one of those things that should have never been made. And then it is by an author I actually really like, but her work on that one was just terrible. And other than that, I don't think I've given a 1. Can you guys think of anything I've given a 1 or 1?
I remember you were like, there was like a historic moment where you're like, I've never
I remember
given this before, or
I
like,
do remember that.
or I haven't given this since I came back. Like there was one thing, it was so shit. Was it that one movie where like it's the butterfly, and the difference between a butterfly and a dragonfly?
No, that movie.
Do you want to
that movie has a lot of.
Do you want to do a fact check, or do you?
No.
No, we're not going to fact check.
Not with Windows 8.
But on the positive side, even though Mare was terrible, and even though something that wasn't terrible was a Yusuke drop or a bunny drop. This anime basically is the adventures of Awesome Dad and his adopted child. It's an original, really interesting series. Basically, the story comes out is this dude. He's in his 30s. He works full time, whatever. Lives single life in his 1-bedroom apartment. Constant smoker. Really cool guy. He gets up. Well, he's an all right guy.
Constant smoker, really cool guy. You got a smoker. You're a cool kids. Pick up your Marlboros today.
Excuse me, you're not a cool smoker, bitch. You're shit smoker.
My mom is.
He's actually really funny too. His grandfather dies. He goes to the funeral because his grandfather died. He discovered there's this little kid running around the house of the funeral house, dressed in all black for the funeral. He's like, "What is that?" And his mom's like, "Yeah, that's Grandpa's illegitimate child." He goes, "He was 78." He goes, Yeah. He goes, damn! And then smokes some more. Well, basically the show progresses and everyone treats this little girl like complete trash. Her name's Rin. She's a sweet little blonde girl. Won't say a thing to anybody. She treated like trash. Like, they will not let her even, like, take a flower to the little area where they put flowers for the dead. Like, he has to push her up to it and, like, push them out of the way because they don't want the kid anywhere near the grandfather or solely the family name. They're treating her like trash. And, you know, he sees this little girl and everyone's treating her like she's mentally handicapped because she won't speak to anybody. At one point, it's really sweet. He pushes everyone in the line so she can give a lily to the grandfather. And she says no, runs outside. Well, he thinks, well, fuck. Well, I must have done something wrong. He comes back inside with this blue flower and just pushes everyone away, puts it down, looks the mother in the face and goes, "You got grandfather's favorite flower wrong."
Aww.
And it's like the first line ever. And just at the end of it, you know, he's smoking and they're deciding what to do with the kid. And they're having this meeting, you know, everyone's there, and everyone's talking about, oh, I'm too old to take care of kids, or I don't want to have to stop, like, drinking to take care of the kid until we can find its mother. Well, it's not my responsibility to do this. And he's sitting there, you know, in the corner, not saying anything, smoking a cigarette. As they're just bickering on and on about it, as she's useless trash, like she's right there, like in the garden. And at one point, he just, like, looks over and is just fed up. And he hears the one thing that makes him lose his mind. One of the guys is like, well, I'm going to contact foster care and get her shipped off as quickly as possible. And he just gets up out of his seat, puts the glass down, just turns and just screams to the Rin! And the kid runs over to him and goes, want to go home with me? She grabs him by the hand, and they go home. And they're like, you can't take a kid. And they're like, stop me! Smoke cigarettes away. He basically, like, woodses himself out there.
Stop it, wheel.
And it's basically about this dude, like, okay, I've accepted this kid. I'm going to have to take care of this kid. What are the choices in my life that I'm going to have to change that I've taken on this responsibility? Like, he has a complete understanding. I've taken on this responsibility. I'm the one. Like, I have to be the parent. And he's not, you know, this isn't a show of, moping around about how I can't see my friends anymore. No, he just goes, this is what I can't do, this is what I... Like, one of the immediate things he does is, as soon as he adopts her, any scene where she walks into the scene, the first thing he does, and they do this on purpose, he puts out a cigarette. Every single one. Like, he has seen, there's not a scene where he isn't smoking before the kid's introduced. And they do a thing in the second episode. Every scene where Rin walks into the room, and, you know, they're back at home, he puts out a cigarette, and they make a big deal about it. Like, no lines of dialogue, but you can show it. This show has a big thing about showing you the story as opposed to just exposition. Third episode, you see him put out a cigarette halfway through. Fourth episode, never smokes. Never does it again for the entire show. Quit, like, just to show you the level of dedication he has for this kid. And the thing about it,
your dad's got him beat. He quit smoking over a slice of pizza.
I remember that story.
Yeah, my dad
quit smoking because he died.
Didn't you?
No, he just took one big smoke and then he couldn't do it anymore.
Didn't your dad also, like, quit crack just cuz?
Yeah.
This is bad for him.
Oh, but
no, he was in college and one day he described the story as like, you know, I probably shouldn't do this anymore, and then he stopped.
I have to mention though, like, you talking about this, the little girl, is she really sweet?
She's actually a sweetheart.
Is she like Clementine level sweet?
She's really smart. She's really sweet.
Because I was gonna say, this is the year of beautiful, amazing children.
She's not sweet enough. Oh, she's so cute and retarded. She's actually a really smart girl. She has really sweet moments. Like there's a part. There's pretty much the thing from Clonad, the you can only cry in your daddy's arm part, where for the first time ever he seems upset, and Rin just gives him a big hug. It's like, you can cry now. And he had no, and then he just starts crying. Like, he had no intention of crying until he did that, and you just see him like because he's still like put stuff in his mouth, but he doesn't smoke anything. So they're like, oh, tears, because she's such a sweetheart, and you know, like, it deals with all the actual stuff of like, first day your kid's sick, getting your kid into school. He quits his job, like he lowers his position in the company. He lowers
What are
himself.
you two doing?
What? Children!
You mentioning the scene makes me emotional, Glenn. That hit me right in the father, and that's a spot that hasn't been touched in a long time.
You all are a bunch of fucking broads. I swear. By God, you're fucking weird.
I understand, Patrick, that your father wasn't around to touch you, but...
Teach you how to mix cement or anything.
Okay, getting back to it.
My dad was around to teach me how to lumberjack it, not cry.
So, like, one of the earlier things like he does is he quits his job and gets himself demoted on purpose. Like, he asks, hey, I'm taking a demotion, so that he can always get off work at a set time to bring her home from school.
Aww.
Like, and because she has to walk home, so she, like, always puts her on her shoulders. Like, there's a really cute scene where he, like, lifts her up to put him on the shoulders, but she knocks her head into the ceiling because he's too tall.
I'm gonna watch this show. I'm gonna watch this show.
It's a fantastic
I'm gonna
show.
watch it when Sakurasu no Pet is done.
It's a really fantastic show, and it deals with stuff really maturely. The subject matter, it technically falls under it's the female genre equivalent of seinen. It's meant for mature women, which historically means it's going to be filled with sex and drugs and sadness. In exchange, this one kind of just dealt with the ideas of what it meant to be a parent, specifically a single parent, and, you know, developing his role as a parent to her.
I should show that anime to my mom.
It's a fantastic anime. I have heard things about the manga that tell me you should never, ever, ever read the manga.
Why?
The anime stops, like, and you watch her grow till, like, middle of elementary school. The manga does this too. The thing is, it cuts it off there and starts her off in high school.
Oh no.
And if rumors are to be true, I'm not going to say it, but you know what I'm thinking, what I've heard. You know where they went.
No.
Give us
Yes.
give us a hint for those who don't understand.
You mean you?
Yes, me. Chase, do you
Where
understand?
Where
I have
does
an
Japan go?
Tentacle rape.
No.
Not that far.
You're close.
Tone down.
Jake. Same street, different stop. Same street, different stop. We got off on the bus.
It's the difference between Bikini Bottom and Rock Bottom.
We got off a stop before there.
Oh, goodness.
Or a couple steps before. I think bug rape is worse than tentacle rape.
Yes. I
Personally.
I don't know. I don't have the right to discuss. Actually, I think maggot rape, which is the type of bug rape that was in the show, was the worst.
At least they have no bone structure. Bugs have bone structure. Well, not bones. Exoskeleton.
The thing is, in Fate Zero, they crawl up inside you, and then they rip out
really don't
his
wanna hear
lost
anything.
and dig inside your body and live there. And Fate Zero has some messed up shit in it, man.
Why would you? I didn't even know that part. I kept myself as blind to that as possible. Why would you tell me that?
And the wasps lay tiny worms
Alexander,
in you, and they
please stop.
fester in your bloodstream.
I have seen the picture of her surrounded by Pokemon. Please do not make me think of Butterfree doing that.
It'd be more like
Caterpie.
Weedle. I'd say
Caterpie.
Weedle.
There's a picture of her up to her neck in that
more
basement with that like gauntlet look on her face, just like and it's all puppies.
But anyways, back to it. The manga. There is in the Bunny Drop manga. Apparently, what they do is there's a bit of a love triangle between the main character who wants Rin to kind of leave the house and find someone to fall in love with and follow her own dreams, and Rin who apparently wants to fuck him later in life. No discernible reason.
That's horrible.
There's an effect. I forget what the psychological effect is.
Electra Complex.
No. What? No, that's.
Electra Complex.
Is it the one I'm talking about?
What do you? Okay, let me hear.
There's an effect. It's a psychological effect. That when two people are raised together or spend an exceeding amount of time together. I forget. It's like some German guy thought of it, and it's true. There's a thing in your brain where, if you're a certain age, if you're below a certain age, and you meet someone of the opposite sex and you grow up with them for a certain amount of time, they are literally sexually repulsive to you. Like, it's the reason that you don't want to fuck your sister. It's why Wincest and Twincest, like, it's why Wincest makes me softer than something that's very soft. Because
Softer than pudding.
Yeah, I have a sister. That concept is fucking insane.
The only people with sister complexes are people who don't have
Bakemonogatari
sisters.
got it exactly fucking right.
And then undid it Nisei.
Yeah, no. The only people who have sister complexes are people without sisters.
And Skippy.
There's...
He doesn't want to fuck his sister.
Nobody wants a sister to fuck.
What?
He wants...
He likes Winston.
It's probably because his sister's so much older and, like, out of the house, and he was so disconnected.
Yeah.
Me and my sister are 4 years apart, and we were, like, the bestest of bros. She's a fucking asshole now.
This is like the opposite of my brother and my relationship.
Yeah, but, like,
regardless...
there's an effect like that. I forget the name. It doesn't appear to exist in Japan.
Yes, Bunny Drop is fantastic. The anime shuts us off right at the right time. Because the thing is, it builds to a totally different area. Like, it looks like there's this one single mom that he looks like he's going to hook up with, where they have a really good chemistry, and she has her own kid, and there seems to be a family forming that is a more natural and sensible family in the anime, and apparently it's the same in the manga, but they just fuck all. Because it's that genre that I was talking about. I think it's called like Josie or some shit like that. I can't ever pronounce it. It's
Moonerins.
It starts with a J, and that's what freaks me out. And it's basically there's a rule about it. It always ends in sex, drugs, or the death of a loved one. That's the rule about that genre.
Can it end in all three?
Or should
Yes, it often does.
I wish
Sex
it
with
just
a drugged up with an overdosed dead family member?
Yes.
I wish it would have just built into Heavy Rain eventually.
Yes. But it's it's just such a fantastic show. It has kind of cool art style to it. Whenever it's a scene that is like serious or Ren is unhappy, everything takes a very serious tone. Like all the art is done very seriously. But whenever Ren is very happy, all the outline, it's all drawn to almost look. It still looks great, but look as if like the outline lines are unfinished, as if it's a children's coloring book that was just done by an artist. It's got a great sense with music and stuff like that, where the music is fantastic, but it's great. The opening is done by Puffyami Yumi.
Really?
Really?
Yeah,
I haven't heard them since fucking forever.
Yeah,
Since Tsunami died.
I want to hear this. I'm going to watch.
It's not
this
like a
just for
fantastic.
that. I don't care.
Well, it's an okay opening.
Who here saw their show on Cartoon Network?
I thought it was okay.
All hands are raised.
I saw like the pilot episode, but
I thought it was okay.
I never thought it was.
But that was right about the time where I stopped watching TV.
Oh yeah. No, I still watch TV. It was all right. It wasn't horrible. My favorite character was the manager.
Yeah.
Uh,
All right.
My favorite
So
character is Yumi
so-
because
so
goth
drop.
chicks turn me on.
it's great.
what else have you been up to? Anything else?
Aside from that, like the computer apocalypse really sucked me dry, and
Bow Wow.
I wish you hadn't touched my computer because it started going on the fritz for about 2 weeks.
My
Chase
computer's
is all
just
right.
fine.
it has an iron stomach.
I got a new one. For free.
Hey, don't worry.
I seem to have the I have the opposite problem than you with electronics. Whenever I buy an electronic, it seems to absorb my man, and like it becomes the iron electronic. I remember I got one of the first Xboxes off the line, right? When Xbox 360 first came out. Yeah, that's what I mean, sorry. First 360s like off the line when it first came out within a year of the Xbox 360 coming out. Do you remember all of the horrible problems that people were getting originally?
Red
and they had
rings.
to red rings everywhere, returns. They had to like do recalls and stuff. I still had my Xbox for like a good 6 years. I would leave that Xbox on for like 8 hours at a time, overheat it all the time. Nothing. Never broke once.
It was
I forget.
literally a miracle. I remember I left my Xbox on once for 3 hours with my door closed. Red ring.
Yeah, I would leave mine on with my door closed. 8 hours. Nothing. I'd come back and play it more. Like, it would be on for good, like, I was big into video games back then. Like,
and I hated
12
you.
hours.
I hated you because I'd get online, look at my friends list. Oh, it's Fruit Pass online. Oh, send friend request. No.
No, but we're gonna have to bleep out my gamer tag.
Oh, that's not that many people watch the game.
Please leave that.
Well, we're gonna cut out most of that for content reasons.
All right, so
because it was long and had nothing to do with anything.
all right, so
Also, because I think we're needing a short.
I think it's time for a break.
I think it is fantastic time for a break. I enjoyed that opening, guys. I think
it was good.
We need to load up on soda and sugary products.
I have money.
It was okay.
I had tips from my fry from
Seriously
Futurama
though,
job.
I seem to have the opposite problem than you.
But we're done. Bye, guys. See you later.
Are the rustiest, the pies are the crustiest, the songs the lustiest, the friends the trustiest. Way back home, back home, the trees are the sappiest.
Hey Pat, when was your last bonfire?
I don't know, man. I don't even know.
Careful you don't lose all those souls then.
Yeah.
Alexander, what are we going to do for the middle video podcast thing again?
Probably nothing.
You know, I've actually been thinking, I had this idea where we all like get together and sing that one little hit.
Cheers.
But you didn't have to cut him off. Make out like it never happened and never said nothing. Guessing at me that no. Shut the fuck up! Thank you.
Dogs are the yappiest, the kids are the scrappiest, the jokes the snappiest, the folks the happiest. Way back home. Don't know why I left the homestead. I really must confess.
And we're live.
There we are. Well, we're back from our break, and all the energy's been sucked out of us as a group.
I wanted fast food. It didn't happen.
I just had some chocolate, so it'll be a little bit.
Some chocolate.
I didn't eat it.
I took French class. Chocolate.
You French fuck.
You don't pronounce the last 8 letters. It's chocolate.
No, it's chocolate.
All right.
It's CH phlegm.
Too drunk to finish the second half of the word.
All right. So M. Xander, what are we doing?
Oh, fuck all of y'all. Well, this is the Shaftcast, where we talk about a little anime studio called Shaft. And God damn it! For the first time...
Really?
So, people don't text me. Why are they texting me?
Who texted you at 2 in the morning?
Meh.
No. Did you? That was hilarious.
Why are you answering the text right
Fuck you all. I'm
We're live.
Fuck you, dude. None of us have enough.
Let's read aloud what this says
Good luck.
for the class.
All right. So Shaftcast.
So yeah, with the Shaftcast, studio named Shaft. It's famous for its kind of more surrealism and
What? God damn it, Homer.
what are you doing? Chase is just spinning his head around on his head.
His Green Bay Packers hat that he found in the bathroom.
I didn't find it in the bathroom. I set it in the bathroom before leaving.
He found it in the toilet.
Why?
Very much.
Because I was in a rush.
And he thought the most appropriate place.
Was just put it in the bathroom.
Well, what would you do?
Put it in the room.
Put it in the room.
Keep it on your head.
Yeah.
In the room.
The room. I say room weird.
Does it say roof?
Roof.
Roof. So the Shaftcast was the idea that we're all going to take a time to watch a separate Shaft show, so we'd all get a little taste of something we wanted. I was going to do Bake. Pat was going to do.
No, you were going to do everybody's. I was going to do Bake.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. I was going to do everybody's. That didn't pan out. Patrick was going to do Madoka's. He did his.
I did mine and Chase's.
Oh, you little
did-
suck up shit.
I did more than Chase's too. 'cause
Actually, he owes us for all the times he didn't do shit.
I also did Nisa on a guitar.
No, that is true. He is a...
Yeah, so I'm even with you guys now.
Jacob, he was
Attempted.
Setsuna.
Sayonara.
Sayonara Zetsuba Sensei. Hoi.
I didn't watch that one either.
good. We'll get to that later.
We'll get to that.
I rewatched Madoka and watched Bake and Nisei. And Chase, you were supposed to watch Bake.
Yeah, but I had finals, and
So did these two.
Yeah, but
I didn't have
I watched
finals. I
other
had easy
animes.
classes.
Even though I dropped Tetsuba, I watched other animes during that time.
I'm not good at that.
But then again, I study for 5 minutes and I ace a test. I don't know how I do it.
I walked in drunk. No, I'm kidding. Not drunk.
You have no sense of humbleness.
I studied for an hour a day the week before my Calculus 2 final, and then the day before my Calculus 2 final, studied really hard. So I studied that entire week, and then really hard, and then didn't pass.
I have no...
School. No school?
Yeah. Well, I do now.
Now you do.
Congrats.
I used to be uneducated and a college dropout for admittedly due to financial circumstance.
Because a knife and originally it's because a knife and a fucking backpack. Then you find out about the fucking money.
The knife in the backpack shit was such bullshit.
That is a story for another day, though.
Alright, so Shaft.
Yeah.
Now, as we all know, you have to work the shaft. And
Well-
or the shaft works you, as happened to us.
If more than 5 people ask me what the knife story is, I will tell it on the next podcast.
You hear that, people? 5 of you.
5
Comment section.
Work together.
So the entirety of our audience.
Yes, all of them. Every single one of them.
Oh no, we forgot. We lost a couple of them because we made too many Japan jokes.
They're not going to hear this yet.
They don't understand what we
I hope the
say.
dude
We're not
can't-
speaking in moon runes.
I hope the dude in guitar is still watching.
I don't even know that joke.
The moon runes?
No, I don't know that joke.
It's Japanese. Japanese is moon runes.
The kanji is moon runes.
Oh,
is the
okay.
joke, because it is incomprehensible.
To even the Japanese, they have to say it's pronounced this way.
That's why it's moon runes.
So you want to talk about some animes?
Yeah.
Let's talk about some animes. Which one do you want to start with?
Everyone here has seen Madoka Magica.
Let's talk about that.
Some of us have seen Bake. Which would you think is a better start off? The more informed or the less informed?
Let's start with the more informed. Just
All right.
because I think that gives an idea of the best of Shaft.
Alright, well, Madoka Magica came out in 2011, was by Shaft, written by Gen Orbocho, who is famous for... famous for writing the most messed up shit ever.
He's also your favorite author.
He is my favorite Japanese author of anything. Everything he... Okay, I don't like everything he writes. Everything he writes is interesting and, is something. It's worth something. That's the thing about it. It wouldn't call it always gold, but at least everything turns to silver. So, written by Gen Orbocho, it was the probably... No, it was the major anime of 2011, and it was the biggest thing. Everyone's seen it. Yeah, some of you all might have seen the movies that were
Has
released
the third
recently.
one come out yet?
The third movie? Don't believe so. No.
I haven't seen any of those. I need to see those.
Well,
'cause we were all
the
gonna-
showing was tonight. So,
Of the third movie?
Really? You guys just didn't go?
well, I couldn't get to Fort Lauderdale.
I would have driven you guys, but Courtney couldn't go.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah,
I actually elected to drive. I wanted to drive.
yeah.
That's
Is there another showing or?
I don't know. Courtney will tell
Well-
us. She's all connected.
So, Madoka Magic.
All right.
Well, imagine
So-
Madoka Magica. I just want to start off that. Let me start off. The name in both the English and Japanese versions has double meanings, intricately involved with how the show actually plays out. And I don't really want to reveal it too much, but you should definitely look it up after you've seen the series, just so you don't get too many things spoiled for you.
Also read Faust.
Puella Magica. No.
He said
Also, read the.
He read it.
Yes, read the play Faust and have everything spoiled for you.
No. Puella Madoka Magica, that actually means something very specific in two different fashions. It either means one thing, it's it's the magical girl anime, or it means something a little bit darker.
Okay, and somewhere in this is the video still on YouTube of
No.
average
Oh, damn.
reaction?
No.
Oh yes.
It is back. Okay, right now we're gonna post a link.
Yeah, just put the link. In.
Just post
I'm
the
gonna
link.
post the link.
That's the episode 3. Post the link.
I thought it was 4.
No, it's
No, it's
Oh.
the thing about the show is all right. A little bit about the show. It is a deconstructionism on
the magical girl.
the Magical Girl anime. Anyone who's been on Anime Vice has seen Tom's. He's gone episode by episode through it. It's actually one of the things I find from him more interesting. His anal.
Anal.
This is the shit on.
No. I wasn't correcting anything.
No, actually,
I was just saying.
it's interesting. It's actually,
I was saying anal because
he's-
you guys talk about him like he's an ass.
I
It's
do
just
not.
funny to talk about him like an ass, really. He's not
No,
down with an
he's,
ass.
the Madoka stuff is actually really well written. He takes it from a very deconstructionist look. My fascination with the story is more from like its connection to German literature and some weird shit like that. Like that's where I find it fascinating. Where he finds it fascinating is the deconstruction stuff, which is cool. But where the Shaft part of it shines is its surrealism in terms of art and direction. And as Sarah once said, it's one of those.
You need to be high as shit to watch it. But I think I want to talk about that for each of the animes we're about to talk about. Let's talk about their art in our big discussion.
All right.
I mean, let's talk about the story and how if they're whether we like them or not. Because for some of them, I have a lot to say about their art.
Well, where do you think we should go on the story aside from where it is a magical girl, so very dark storytelling?
For me, I looked at it. I actually watched this. I watched this well over a year ago. In fact,
Well, it came out in 2011. You cannot have watched
I know.
over a
No.
year ago. You can only have watched
by
it
a
a year ago.
I know. I mean, I go fuck yourselves. Go fuck yourselves. Go fuck yourselves.
I watched it 4 years ago.
Did you actually invent your time machine, Jacob?
I'm working on it. Okay. I need some more funding from
From CERN.
From CERN. No,
I
they
can't
don't.
believe we made a Steins Gate reference.
I
We're gonna make
can
one every
totally believe it.
All right. When I first watched it, I didn't even know about that.
Mm-hmm.
The whole Faust thing, I didn't even know about that. I think I'm trying to remember if it had first episode syndrome, which is where first episode is just so dull. Maybe not necessarily dull, but you have to watch the second, and then you get either caught.
No, because the first episode actually opens really strong with the thing at the beginning of the first episode. I don't want to just say exactly what it is, but it's where you see the Walpurgis Night, and
Yes.
it has that very trippy sequence where Madoka's crossing the witch's barrier, and
Yeah.
you don't really know what it is, but you actually see it, and you see and it's not a battle, but you see you get to see all that really trippy art really early on.
Yeah, and
really strong focus.
For the art, well, just say this until the end of the session. I think this is their best work of art in the way of just mixing with what is the story and characters and the art.
Yeah.
That is their best mixing out of what I've seen. I know they've made others. I still need to finish Bake. I think Madoka works it
Yes.
Also, the way they work the Shaft logo into the final battle is fucking hysterical. If you're
not
quick
say
with the
it.
pause button, it's fucking...
I never even saw that.
You never saw it?
Okay, I'll
I haven't
show
seen this in.
There is a cannon. Do you remember the giant cannon in
Yes, I
the
do.
final battle?
Yes, I do.
On the side is just Shaft written on the cannon.
It's on there for 1 second, if less, maybe.
It is that final battle is so good.
That was
One thing I want to say about Madoka is all the combat in it, every part.
It is.
It's fucking awesome.
I'd agree completely. That's one of the reasons why I like the show so much, and I usually don't like action animes that much. I think that it's not an action anime, but the action that was in it was very well done, which is what I like. I like things that don't have very much action, but that action that is in there is very striking.
Yeah. Well, first of all, should we talk about what is the plot of it?
Yeah, well, essentially, the plot from a very bare bones perspective to this girl named Madoka, and she kind of stumbles onto the scene where Kat's being chased down by this girl she recognizes that is a transfer student from this class, and the girl seems to try to kill this cat. Well, turns out the cat can talk, and is like, "Hey, yo, I'd like to make a contract with you. I grant you one wish in exchange for you become a magical girl
To fight witches.
to fight things called witches." There you meet Mommy, who's
Mommy's mammies.
I want to slap you, son.
That's Mommy as an M-A-M-I.
Yes.
She's this blonde chick that literally summons muskets.
Out of fucking nowhere. Because that's what you do as a
Well,
magic girl.
actually,
She is my favorite
You know what's
character.
funny? I actually read
Second
about
favorite.
it. She doesn't actually summon muskets. She only has power over ribbons. The thing is, if she can, like, she makes the muskets out of ribbons. And the reason she doesn't make, like, SMGs and shit is because she has to actually know every single intricate part of what she's making to make it real. Or to make, like, a musket. She can make shit out of her ribbon. Like, she can make a bowl out of her ribbons. So she can manifest, like, actual objects. But she has to know, like teacups and shit. But she has to know literally everything about it and how it works. And muskets are just, I guess, so simple. The flintlock design's really simple. Like, I could make one if you gave me a week and a lot of metal,
And smithing tools.
and smithing tools. But like, you gotta get my smithing up. But you have to.
Video link in the description, folks.
No,
We're gonna do it.
it's not that funny. I don't know why you guys think it's that
It's funny enough.
It's not.
Yes, it is.
Chase, you're infinitely ashamed of everything you're in.
Yeah, I am. But that one is genuinely not that funny.
It's freaking hilarious.
I never thought it was that funny at all.
Even if for that last line. Alright,
But then, what is it? Yeah, that's how she makes the muskets. So she could have power over, like, dildos that fire rockets, if she knew how to make them.
That seems like a great use of ribbon power.
or rocket launchers that fire dildos.
Or
I think that'd be
I think this calls for the making of the
Sexual assault rifle.
AXD sexual assault rifle.
Safety.
I don't know where I found it.
It's SARS.
It fires dildos. It's got a clip that fires dildos.
Oh, so regardless, as I was saying,
No bodily fluids yet, though.
no, none, just plenty of dildos. Plenty of things to make bodily fluids.
So Madoka magic.
So yeah, anyway, so...
I feel like I feel like there's not much we can say about the story other than that, just due to spoilerific.
Yeah,
It's better if you do not spoil it for yourself. It is much deeper in impact.
If you have any interest in dark storytelling and interesting, like... Or interesting story... if you have interest in cool stuff, watch it. It's worth
Neat fight
something.
scenes. It's worth it for the neat fight scenes, if anything.
Unless you're epileptic, then you're gonna die.
If you're elected to what, dark purple and darker purple?
There's a lot of flashy things.
Actually, there's a lot of white. They use a lot of white on red, black, especially a lot of red on white.
And it's not necessarily the colors. It's just
Did
the
you
moving
forget
thing.
the whole
If you're
blue?
If you're
blue
epileptic,
girls
then why are you on the
with-
computer at all? What are you doing here?
To be honest, though, I'll say I was the only one out of everybody I know that didn't like it nearly as much. I gave it maybe a 7 out of 10, which means good to me.
I wouldn't say that I find it as amazing. I think it's very, very good. I give it an 8.5 out of 10, but I wouldn't call it,
Well, the reason I give it a 7, it's just I felt like there were only 2 points, about roughly half the anime. The first 3 episodes and the last 4 episodes. And I thought those were the highlights of the series, and the middle part and the middle, I almost, like, I didn't want to drop it, but I didn't really have that much interest in watching more until I hit that last 4 episodes again.
I can see that.
Or refocus on the whole Whoppers night shit and
When shit got cool. Really.
Basically, the 2
I
times
will
that
kick
shit...
you in the nuts if you do that one more fucking time, Jess.
It's just busting your balls, man.
The 2 times where shit started to really go down and get serious.
Yeah.
The shit gets real... Like we said in Steins Gate, or way back when, the shit gets real meter breaks and hits 11.
11. Alright, so...
Watch any last opinions from anyone else since Patrick got his last word?
I just want to say, out of all the animes we may talk about today, that is one you should definitely watch, whether you like it or not. And we'll get into the art stuff in a bit, whether you like it or not.
Well, if you don't like it, you shouldn't watch it.
I still believe there's certain animes that I think kind of like Full Metal
Power
Alchemist.
through it.
Yeah, almost like Full Metal Alchemist, and say, or
If you really want to enjoy the medium, that it's kind of important that you've seen it.
yeah, I think that one has almost entered that genre.
Oh, like how I fucking hate Evangelion, but I watch it.
Where Evangelion is important, regardless of how much I don't like it.
And just the way and how popular it is right now, it has become one of those. I think
it has the highest single viewing in the world right now.
That's why I think right now, if you haven't seen it, give it a shot. That's all I can say.
Chase, any last words?
Nah.
Nothing?
No.
Right.
Nothing meaningful to bring to this conversation? You watched it with us.
I know I did. You guys said it all.
There's more things to be said. I just haven't said them.
You want to say?
There's more things to be said, sure. Nothing that do
Because I feel like I should say that I think there's more to it than even when I originally watched it, especially on my second viewing, and especially knowing more about it and doing more research on it. There's a lot more to it than I initially suspected, and a lot more to it than I specifically think Patrick gives it credit for.
I agree.
And I have no idea how Chase feels, because
it's good. I like it.
That doesn't tell me shit.
8.75 out of 10.
Well, honestly, for me, it's like the fact that it does have this connection with Faust, that automatically makes it incredibly interesting. Even if the intricacies, which make it even more interesting, just that fact.
Yeah.
I like it when an anime does that.
Yeah, when it involves itself in the literature. And
it's in one of the ones where it's not like, oh, it's so obvious.
Yeah.
In the way, like, fucking Lion King is fucking Hamlet.
Yeah.
It's no. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, Lion King is fucking Hamlet.
I never
It is
watch
Hamlet.
it again.
It is Hamlet. But Madoka Magica, like I said, I had no idea. I know the basic story of Faust, but then you see that, and then it even puts that spin on it, where it's not just a retelling in a different setting and genre, just that complete flip on it. That if you watch it and then do some research, like this is an anime where research is not a bad idea.
Yeah.
Especially when it will improve your experience.
It's one of the few things where I can there's very few things I've ever said this for. It's one of those few things that has some meaningful content in a second playthrough or second watch after you've done the research to it.
Exactly.
Because you will see everything so differently. Like if you go back and read my original Madoka Magica review, I gave it 8, and I said one of the things that I felt was weakest about it was some of the narrative devices. I totally reversed my opinion. I mean, I won't rewrite the review because that was my feeling at the time, but I totally have reversed my opinion on it for the most part.
Yeah.
Just from the because there was a bunch of shit I just didn't catch. Also, we haven't mentioned it. This is important. It has some of the best music ever.
Yes, it does.
That music was really good.
Yes,
I actually listen to that ED all the time. The metal one. It's really good.
I love like all the character themes. There's some great. I showed Jacob an example of this a long time ago. The blue-haired girl, forget her name. She has 3 different themes, each that follow each other in a very intelligent just growth of a score that follows her kind of emotional state and into repair. It's just such a really good taste for presentation.
I also like the Little Mermaid reference.
Yeah, well, her
within
story
the
is
Faust reference.
Yes, because the blue-haired girl's whole arc is the Little Mermaid, not the Disney movie version.
The actual version of the Little
Oh,
Mermaid,
wait, that
which was fucking horrifying.
Yeah. Yes.
Not Homura.
Yes, and it's just as horrifying in Madoka Magica.
Well, nearly as horrifying. Nothing.
Actually, I would say it's worse.
No, the real Little Mermaid's worse. Do you know what the real Little Mermaid turned into?
She gets split in half.
No, turned into sea foam because she failed. Ursula took the prince.
That's not as bad as what happens in...
And she will stay sea foam, and for every time a child cries, she has to do 100 good deeds, or else she will stay sea foam and not die. She will stay sea foam forever.
You know she's probably not conscious.
How in that? No, she has to do 100 good... It's like either one...
How does one do 100 good deeds as sea foam?
Exactly! You're sea foam forever, yet you're still conscious, and that means you have the concept of doing good deeds, but you're unable to do them because you're fucking
I can retort this, but it would spoil everything.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
But there's an exact reason why it's even worse for her.
So let's not...
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's just say
It's like your C phone, except you have to do evil.
So let's back up with that.
Yeah.
All right. So Madoka Magica, go watch it.
Yeah.
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 All right.
All right.
Next.
So, do you mind if I talk about mine? Because I got.
Here's a short one.
Okay.
Get it off your chest.
It also has the
short-
best artistic choice on the planet.
What?
The best artistic choice.
Let me do this. let me fucking.
You know, we're gonna put a picture
Let
of
me
that.
get to this. Oh, you have to wait until I say it. All right, let me give you the rundown of this anime. Apparently, this is one of the most loved animes by a lot of people.
Yes, but it is also one of the most loved and hated.
Yeah. The thing is, okay, here's the basis of this anime, Sayonara Zatsuba Sensei. Basically, it's about this teacher who is literally the most depressing and pessimistic man on the earth. The beginning of the series is a young girl walking down the street. She is the most optimistic girl in the world. And she runs into his legs as he is trying to hang himself on the cherry blossom trees.
That is my average Sunday.
Yes. And
It has nothing to do with the anime. I just thought I would share it with you.
Yes, that is. And then what she does is she proceeds to grab him by the legs and pull down, choking him even more, ironically saving his life. And then starts. That's the anime.
I've never saved a man by choking him to death.
Yeah.
No, the joke is she always saves him from committing suicide.
Yeah. The beginning. Here's my problems with the anime. Too much art, which we'll get into later. Not as funny as it could be, and no plot. It tries to be a situational skit anime. Mm-hmm. It's like Saturday Night Live.
It's a show about nothing.
Yeah.
That's Seinfeld.
Basically, the way that they try to present it is: here's this classroom. Every single kid in this classroom represents a certain character trait. There's the hikikomori. There's the super optimistic girl. There's the girl who's obsessed with perfection and symmetry. And then the teacher is the most pessimistic man in the world. Those jokes get really, really old. My favorite joke in the whole thing is the one watching 4 people in a classroom with a cake. And the one person in charge of cutting it is the girl who's obsessed with symmetry. So, she cuts it into 4 pieces. It is now in 4 pieces. A 5th person walks into the room. Then a 6th person. Then a 7th person. Each time, she has to cut the cake to make it enough equally for 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 people. That was kind of funny.
Mm-hmm.
Everything else was.
Actually, there's one thing that is funny.
Wait, okay. This is what made me laugh at every episode. At very certain points in the anime, and I wanted to let you know, if you ever watch this anime, this is not because you're watching the sub. This is in the actual anime. At specific points, if you look closely, you will always see... Actually, no. It's in your freaking face. One in the first episode, you see all the girls bathing. Over every single one of the naughty bits is a man's face. A real man's face of a bald man wearing glasses and a beard. Spinning.
The picture's random every time.
No,
it's not always the same picture.
It is.
Of him in the same orientation?
Yes. It's
really?
The same exact one. It's the same exact picture, and it's spinning. It's always spinning. My favorite one is it shows the school clock spinning.
Spinning face.
And it doesn't.
It's like a black Asian too.
It doesn't even fit with the freaking art style they're going for, which is yellow, black, and white. That's it. Cherry blossoms are nice to look at because it's a different fucking color. I didn't like it. I like animes with plot. I like anything with a plot.
By the way, whose sour cream and onion chips were these?
Mine.
Nice.
You're right.
Did you just eat all his chips? You motherfucker!
I stole them like Grandpa Wolfhausen stole the secret family recipe.
That is an obscure reference. Beer Fest.
Yeah.
I just threw his hat.
I'll give you more. I'll buy you more.
Alright, I didn't like it. I watched about 5 episodes.
No, really?
Yeah. And
You didn't like it?
I didn't like it.
And
Holy
I stole your
shit.
chips too.
It was fuck this night. Just fuck it. I was having a good night, and then you remind me of this anime, and he stole my chips, man.
I didn't know you liked
Sour cream and onion.
Yeah, I like
That's
that.
my jam.
I have salt and black pepper, which is the best.
Go shut your mouth.
Salt and vinegar's the best. Fuck you.
Salt and black pepper.
Shut your whore mouth,
All right.
Patrick.
I'll get more into my biggest problem with it when we get to the further discussion.
All right. Next thing is we're going to talk about Bake. Now, Bake...
Bakemonogatari!
Yep.
More like Bakemonogatari.
I have a fistful of
Can we
chips.
Can we hit them both at the same time?
Oh come on! I've been waiting to do that for a month. I've been waiting to say that for a month.
Yeah, and you know why we've waited? Because of you! It's your fault!
I know.
You made all of this happen.
Speaking of which, how about that intermission video?
The one that doesn't exist. We haven't even planned that one out yet.
We just drove
You guys
from my
know it,
house
we
to
don't.
yours. That's
How freaky is this? The people watching this already know what it is. If they've seen it, we haven't.
Yeah.
How freaky is that?
chronologically.
So, like,
Fuck you.
tell me, because I want to know, did we end up doing, like, a Christmas thing? Or is this so late that it's, like, late July by the time we release
Our goal is to get the video.
That's a good point. That's a good. If we don't get this done before that, it's gonna be fucking pointless.
I want... This is impossible, but I want to get this done before Christmas. It's impossible, though.
I will do my best
No, you won't.
on Monday.
I'm gonna be Patrick. I'm gonna be there on Monday. I'm gonna be over your shoulder watching all the decisions you make, making sure that's not fucking shittily edited together.
It isn't.
I'll record the first thing myself.
What?
The first thing that we do.
Oh, okay. Wait.
I know.
Are we
this is
deciding that we're going to spend Monday morning fixing everything?
No, I'll send you.
No,
files.
I'll be there Monday morning. We're probably gonna spend Monday afternoon filming shit.
Yes.
What, tomorrow or Monday filming shit?
And I'll spend Christmas morning putting this up. It'll be... Okay,
It'll be a mess on Monday night, and then
I guess you're going to know if we're lying, but I'm just saying... I think I'm gonna put this up on Christmas Day.
I'm gonna be at a movie on Christmas Day
Merry
and mass at
Christmas.
Christmas
No,
night.
I just need it done. I can post it myself.
Who the hell goes to the movies on?
Actually,
Jewish,
like, a lot of
Jewish
people.
Jewish
No, I'm taking my mom
Actually,
to
a lot
Les
of people do
Miserables.
that. I did that with John.
Les
once.
I
Miserables.
went for Christmas visit with my mom.
All over a loaf of bread.
Yeah.
Les Miserables.
There's
Okay.
some Les
Les
Miserables anime.
Miserables.
There's a Les Miserables
Yeah,
anime that
I
I'm gonna watch with
I was-
Pat.
I'm
Yeah,
not
I'm
worried about
willing
watching
to
that.
watch that with you because I really want to see
There's
it.
a Les Miserables anime.
I'll watch that after I watch the actual the good movie.
Because I've only
We
seen
don't
the,
know if that's going to be good yet.
I've only seen
It
the
looks
Liam.
really good.
Have you seen the Liam Neeson Les Miserables?
No, I haven't.
It isn't musical, but it's really good.
Bakemonogatari.
Bakemonogatari, yeah.
Bakemonogatari is one of those just... Ooh, if there is an anime that is...
Anime.
No. Horizon is anime. Bakemonogatari is probably the most artistically bold anime that is out there. I wouldn't say the most effective. I'm just saying the most bold.
Black
The most,
scene.
like... Well, do you know what those are?
What? Yeah, that's when he's blinking.
Yeah. It takes surrealism to it's just as far as anime can take it. And just what it does with colors and lighting is fuck all. But Bake is a Shaft anime. It follows a series of short stories based on a light novel. I think it came out in 2009? Was it?
I have no idea.
No, it's 2008 because 2010 is Nisei.
I have words to say about Nisei.
I have many words to say about Nisei. Bakemonogatari is one of those...
We're gonna follow the Fox News philosophy though, and not fact check any of this stuff.
That's why I didn't say a damn word, because guess what? I don't know.
No, dude. If we're following the Fox News philosophy, you speak up more than you know. You just make shit
You're going
up.
to be talking more than any of us here.
Yeah, so Bake is... It follows this kind of adventure of this guy. He's a vampire, except that he's not. He kind of has vampire powers, except that he's actually human. The reason he has them is...
Gonna be explained in a movie.
They're going to explain in a movie. But...
Kisei Monogatari, I believe.
Kisei.
You can actually read the book right now, and it'll explain it. But they're making a movie out of it.
I'm going to watch
right
the
now.
movie. I don't care about the
Yeah.
books.
Yeah, nobody does.
Shaft's making the movie. The movie will from what it hears, the movie will probably be good.
Yeah.
And more in the line with Bake than...
Also, in the first episode, you see scenes from the movie, so they planned out making the movie.
So basically follows him and his adventures in these like short story segments of him walking into somebody's life with whatever like spiritual problem that they have going on, usually involving an animal like avatar of them, and him basically solving it and solving that own personal problem. It's a series of short stories about that, usually taking 1 or 2 episodes.
It should be pointed out, Bakemonogatari is actually a clever pun in both Japanese and English of a monster story mashed together into Mon-story. That was really cool. Ha! That was actually one of my favorite things, is just the fact that they translated
Bakemono
it so
means
well.
monster, and Monogatari means story.
Yes.
Thing that Nisei Monogatari doesn't do, and is
No, it does do.
No, Nisei means something.
Nisei Mono?
Nisei Mono is imposter. Monogatari is story. So
I have words to say specifically about that.
Story.
We'll get to that in a little bit.
Impostory!
Bakemonogatari, it's interesting because I think it does a lot with storytelling that is unique to anime. Its main character is very unique to anime. And a lot what it does with surrealism allows it to please the more like fan servicey crowd while providing an environment where it makes sense.
Yeah.
Because the whole thing is everything you see is from his perspective, where his eyes are going. Not necessarily what he want to use. There's a lot of pervy scenes, but it's not because anything he's doing or the other characters doing. It's just because the camera angle is literally where his eyes are looking. And it skews the environment to look how he kind of sees what's going on. Okay. So, like, the entire background of a scene will change depending on his mood and how he feels how the mood is going. Like, there's these little scenes, every time he blinks, it'll say black scene, white scene, or like red scene or orange scene. And those are all moods. Like, white scene, I believe, is
I don't remember white scene at all.
Black scene is tenseness. Red scene is anger.
All I remember is black and red.
White, I believe, is like fear. And then there's like any orange or pink is just happy-go-lucky.
Yeah.
And you'll actually see the environment change with it. It does a lot of striking things with art. And I wanted to mostly bring up, I think it does some really cool stuff with characters work. It's one of the first animes that I've ever seen that solves its romance thing within the first 4 episodes, and they just keep with it. And
that was actually one of the major draws to this anime for me, is the fact that they don't string you along like, oh, these people, they're gonna date, they just date, and it's like, oh, okay, and their romance arc continues like a real romance.
I actually appreciate that more.
Yeah,
I like seeing I do enjoy a good romance anime when it's like, oh, now they're finally together. Can I see them actually together?
Yeah,
that makes me really happy.
The best episode of Bakemonogatari. The best episode of Bakemonogatari to me is, I think it's episode I want to say 11.
I believe. It's 11.
11, which is them on. They've been dating for a while, but they're on their first going out on a date thing, and it starts off hilarious, and then the later half is probably the most feely part of the entire.
And that's when the ED finally makes sense, right?
Yes. That's when the ending theme finally makes any sense. Because the ending theme
by the way,
is all
that's
about
supposed to be her singing.
Yes.
The entire time.
For the record, I have not finished this. Chase has not finished this, so just to keep spoilers down.
Right, you and I are both on episode 2,
I'm not giving
right?
spoilers.
I know. We're just
Is the monkey... I want to talk about the monkey scene.
Oh!
That is my favorite scene in the entire anime.
Is so good. The monkey arc is like one of my favorite.
That's because it has one of the best characters.
His best characters. And I actually have so much to say about her as a character and how different it is to be in anime. Which will
It's weird that I know exactly what you're talking about, but...
Yeah.
There's a scene in this show where he gets beaten very severely, and it's actually very visceral and gory, but Shaft did something really interesting, in that every maybe 12 seconds or so, they'd change every color. Like, the entire palette changed. It'd be like flat blue, flat yellow, flat green, and they'd be smashing, and you just see silhouettes and stuff.
Also,
and it has the sound effects perfect.
I would like to point out that there is absolutely no outlines except for
red outlines.
He is out. No, there's no outlines in that scene except for The inanimate objects are outlined. He is his outer body, I think, is outlined.
Yeah,
and
there's
every
some
gash and thing is not outlined, but it is cut off from the white. Like he is a white silhouette, and his blood and all of the desks in the room are always the same color. Like his organs, he gets swung about by his intestines, although there is no outline in that, so you can't make out where intestines end and cut begins. All you know is that there's this giant hole in him that is green. All the desks are green, and he's white. You see, like, the blood on the wall is all white, but the blood is green. But then
it'll change to blue in the next.
The blood and internal organs are all one matte color, and they are always matching the desks. Mm-hmm. And that's a really cool scene. I think she is actually in full color.
No, she's the same as him.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
It's just that, and it's a great way to
If memory serves, I could be totally wrong.
Yeah,
I saw the clip.
it allows that scene to be incredibly visceral while still being kind of censored in a way. Like it allows it to be intense while censoring what would be otherwise horrifying. By the way, he's fine. He regenerates.
Because he's a vampire, but not really.
They do a very similar thing in Nisei, but they screw it up by saying, hey, why don't we just show the blood? And it wasn't as interesting. It was just kind of cringeworthy, not really fascinating.
I have no love for the fight scenes in Nisei. Because they're not fight scenes. They're
and yet Nisei made so much fucking money. Because
actually made less money than Bake.
Really?
Yeah.
How much money?
I heard it made a shit boatloads of money because of Toothbrush.
No, well, that scene made a lot of money, but that.
Can we talk about Toothbrush?
That is,
later?
Out of the Shaft 3 of Madoka, Bake, and Nisei, it's from top to least in that 3 is the price. Like Madoka made the most money, Bake made the second most, Nisei made the third most.
Also, quality-wise, follows that curve.
Yes, in my opinion. What I also wanted to mention about the monkey that I thought was interesting. I know this is not a spoiler because it's revealed very early on. The monkey girl character is a lesbian character. That's not that unusual for anime. What's unusual about it is how they handle it within the anime and how they view it culturally and the relationship that the main character has with her. When a character is shown to be a lesbian in an anime, it's always made to either be the point in which it is done in just this very unrealistic style, and usually those are yours, or it's made to just be like the butt of jokes.
It's exactly like how America wrote gays in sitcoms in the 90s.
Yes.
Pretty much. Like, there's no idea how to write gay people. These guys have never met a gay person in their entire life.
And it usually ends up their only personality trait. Mm-hmm. It's the only thing that separates them from any other character.
Like gay people in sitcoms in the 90s.
Yes. What ends up with her, it ends up purely being a coincidental thing to explain her relationship with one of the other characters. And explain the or at least in Bake only, the non-sexual relationship she has with the main character. She is a well-developed character beyond the simple fact that she likes girls. She likes girls. She has developed hobbies, personality traits. They go and fold this character, and they make her the main character's kind of best friend throughout the entire first series. And
she's really bro.
Yeah, she's really, really his friend, and kind of is kind of the companion he takes out when he's going to have to deal with shit. Maybe because she has the magical monkey paw of badassness, but she's just this really, really close, and then you end up seeing a friendship that seems really well developed and really natural. And I liked it because it was a really, really interesting take on the kind of lesbian character.
And then in Nisei, they kind of throw that all out the window, including her sexuality.
Yes. Make her bi just because she needs to have sex with everything.
Yeah, they make her basically a nymphomaniac in Nisei. But in Bake, it was very divided. Like she makes sex jokes with him to make him awkward. But
is she the one, or is his girlfriend the one that's like could you be a siscon?
That is his girlfriend.
Oh, okay.
It's the lesbian
that out the window Nisei too.
Yes.
But we already talked about that.
basically, there's some stuff in Bake where it really throws out the social norms that anime has deemed itself reliant to, like, such as not picking the childhood friend. or just like the relationship of what is the lesbian character in this, what is their worth, or just how completely definitive the main character is about the person they're with. Like how whenever faced with the question, hey, this other girl or her, no, this isn't a question. You're not here. This isn't a question one asks me. I have a girlfriend. No. And this is a love triangle. No, it's not. Bake doesn't pretend it is. Like the decision's been made. Whenever that comes to be, it's made.
They don't fuck around with it.
Yeah, and just how serious it takes, and how actively a good guy the protagonist seems, makes Bake kind of interesting in the story aspect. Now onto Nisei though. I don't like it.
Everything you liked about Bake was turned on its head in Nisei in the name of, say it with me, fans. Say it with me!
No.
Fan service.
You guys are assholes. You guys are assholes.
I
Never baking me brownies again.
Are you
Nisei is one of those animes you have to apologize for liking.
I'm sorry, but I do like Nisei.
It's like Creed.
It's more like Nickelback in that way.
No, I'm sorry. You're more ashamed to like Creed because that in the early '90s. Now it's Nickelback. Back then it was
Creed.
You like Creed, then you wait for your friend to punch you in the face.
Actually, a weird story in high school in Georgia. One girl saw I had an Assassin's Creed wallpaper on my laptop.
Oh no!
And she thought it was a Creed wallpaper.
Oh no!
And tried to start talking to me about Creed. And I had no idea what the fuck she was talking to me about.
Can you take me high?
One time, me and my friend were driving around, and we heard Creed on the radio, and we broke both of our pinkies because we, at the same time, went to the radio turntile.
Is that true?
No, that's not true.
I was saying
that ought to be true.
My story was true.
Tech support would want to listen to Creed.
He'd want you to listen to Creed.
If the Japanese did a version of Creed,
strangely, I don't think that bad.
I don't think they're that offensive either.
I've never heard other than Can You Take Me Higher, and I think that's a portion of a song.
I think generally it's just a flat level of, okay, this is mediocre but functional. Anyways, Nisei. Yeah.
The thing that was the most glaring to me of Nisei Monogatari, well, two things were really glaring to me. One was every character you knew and loved is now I want to have sex with main character mode. And the other thing is there are 2 character arcs. The previous thing had like 6 character arcs. They decided in Nisei Monogatari, okay, a character arc. In the previous thing we had a character arc, it meant we focused on the character, we talked about the character, we dealt with the character a lot, and then at the end of it, we'd occasionally see the character.
Yeah, isn't Bakemonogatari like a series of short stories?
Yeah. In Nisei Monogatari, the character arc, you occasionally see the character's arc is about.
Occasionally.
Usually
very rarely. And almost nothing actually matters or is solved by the end.
Dude, that toothbrush scene mattered so much, I didn't even...
You know what's really funny about the toothbrush scene?
What?
That toothbrush scene is almost entirely between the main character and one of his sisters, Karen. It is during the other sister's arc.
Which is already half the length of the other one.
The little sister gets such the fucking short end of that entire
dumb scene.
It's funny because she's the short one.
It is that show kind of
arguably the cuter one.
Disgusts me in a little bit of a way.
Short hair fetish.
It has a short hair fetish, and I that's one of the many reasons I dislike it. It is just offensive to what it does to the storytelling in service of just showing you tits and ass.
You know what? I would enjoy Nisei Monogatari about 10,000% more if I turned off the subs.
Probably.
It would instantly be a much better show to me because I'd just be sitting there like watching interesting, cool art because the art's still cool. Not quite as interesting as Bake. I'm not sure what happened there.
But the art turns more for art's sake to for eroticism's sake.
Yeah, but yeah, There you go. I'm done. You said it.
That's it. Like every fucking.
I just got that image of Captain Brannigan just shouting erotic. Erotic.
It's
Erratic.
It's sickening. I hate Nisei with a like I gave it a 3.5 because it's kind of what it deserves. Because it still has some bold art, not nearly as bold as Bake, not nearly as striking, or anywhere near as good. And the storytelling isn't anywhere near as good, or consistent, or as meaningful, or cohesive, or all the other things people like stories to be.
There is still one really good character, though. The creepy con man Kaiki.
Oh yeah,
He is the best character.
He's actually a really good villain.
Yeah, he's actually a really clever and well thought out villain too, and what he does, and he's an honorable guy. He's the most likable guy in.
I would call him an honorable guy.
No, because
he is an honestly evil guy.
I don't know, but by honorable I mean like when he's called out on his shit. Spoilers. Actually, you know what? Nisei, we don't give a shit about spoilers. It doesn't matter. Does it matter? Spoilers?
No.
He gets called out on his shit, and he leaves. Like, he gets called out on his shit, he's doing some bad stuff. He gets called out on his shit, and they say, leave town. So he leaves town.
You two are fucking stupid.
Stop with the face.
Okay, we'll move on from Nisei. God damn it.
Neither one of us is Nisei, neither me nor Jake.
You should
watch Nisei with subs off. And then fap.
Would you? Okay.
Uproariously fap.
I'm too
You will
busy.
wake up your parents with how hard you're fapping.
I'm too busy watching on Netflix with other people online Strain, one of the worst animes ever made. Also, it's the Japanese not knowing how acronyms work.
Anyway, so you're gonna...
I was gonna say, it honestly sounds like you would recommend Bake. Would you recommend Nisei?
It depends on really what you're looking for. I recommended it to Pat. I don't like Nisei. It's for some people. If you want fan service, it's really the best. It is the best fan service ever. It does a great job of being very erotic without having to actually show much. It's got a
Also
really
without
good
making much sense.
Yeah.
The toothbrush scene makes no sense.
That's actually not like the most erotic scene to me.
No, it's not. But according to most people, it's like, oh, it's a good toothbrush, but it's not. It makes no sense to me, and it never will. Even though I've had it actually explained to me, it's like, okay, why is this scene so good? Or like, why is that erotic at all? Well, have you?
It's explained in the show.
It's explained in the show. Yeah. It still doesn't make any sense to me.
Nisei is so good at eroticism, it made me, a guy who normally does not like to have feet anywhere near him, think that feet were really cute in that anime, because there's also a little bit of a foot fetish in it.
Regardless, it's very effective with its shots. It's very effective at making things that normally would be very...
I remember the thing you told me about Nisei before I watched it, and when I thought of it that way, I liked it more, like, didn't respect it at all, but liked it a bit more and understood it more, is that it does not seem that the same team wrote Nisei, the same guy wrote Nisei Monogatari. It seems like it's a bad fan fiction of Nisei Monogatari.
Yes, it feels like a bad fan fiction of Bakemonogatari.
A very entertaining fan fiction.
I hate myself for knowing the terminology of fan fictions, but it reads like a lemon.
I was gonna say,
it's a lemon?
Or is it a good erotic fan fiction?
I don't know what it is.
No, it's a good erotic fan fiction.
You've told it to me before. What is a lemon? I don't know what it is.
Explain it. Explain it, Pat. I don't have it in...
Get off of me, you palooka!
What is a lemon?
I have no idea. I was laughing because I didn't know. No, I'm kidding. It's like the fan fiction somebody makes that is like the most sexualized, sometimes like especially gay, but like the most sexualized you could possibly make from it. Like it just they could make it out of Little Big Planet and make a lemon. I bet there are lemon fics of Little Big Planet. It is exactly what you think. They will probably make giant dicks and fit it inside the sack boys.
So it's taking sexualism to the nth degree of
yeah, usually
it's doing everything you can to a story to make it sexual.
Oh, okay. So that's...
removing everything but the sex in general.
Yes.
How about that?
It's usually lemons are code for fan fictions where like Yeah, it's a romance fanfiction. It's a lemon, meaning don't expect the romance to last very long in exchange for.
Once coitus is achieved, nothing.
Yes.
I like that word, coitus.
I don't know why they call them lemons
Coitus.
though.
I could look it up.
I know it is.
I don't care though. I don't like fan fiction is terrible.
So,
I used to write fanfiction.
so, Shaft.
I actually had a friend, and you all actually know him, online, who got paid to write the weirdest fucking porn fanfic ever.
Which one was it?
It was,
don't.
You know exactly who.
Is it new?
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
He's now... I don't want to say it.
But I was just saying new just to...
Yeah, because I've known this guy for like about 6 years now, is it? It's going on 6 years, and I've never seen him online. I just know he lives close to... Well, not close as in like a couple hours drive away, because he lives in the same state. That's not his gamer tag. Oh, wait.
Yes, it is.
Oh, yeah, but we can bleep it. Doesn't matter.
I'll bleep it.
It is him. He like...
No, I don't care. Let him find him. I don't...
Track down Sun God of Iowa.
And let him be
kill
really
him.
freaked out about it.
I didn't even say what that is to. You can just look up Sun
Yeah.
God of Iowa. Good luck on what you find.
But, like, he wrote, like, a fanfic about where, like, a woman's arm gets cut off and, like, a monkey rapes it.
I don't want to hear that.
Let's-
It reminds me of the Tito
Exactly.
story.
How about we continue on
Yeah, I think
with a lovely discussion. There's a penny on your lap.
I put it there.
And,
he thinks I'm worth a penny.
Ow! That was my ear. What kind of hits me in the ear?
That's another one you gotta do.
let me see.
Now you gotta listen
No!
to
What?
No! You're gonna hit me in the ear.
No, I'm not gonna hit you in the fucking ear.
the... You know what you just did?
Fucking dick.
What?
By saying that means you have to listen to the other half of the podcast. And
No! I'll help you through it. I actually want to be there, like, on the editing. And
I don't want you to because it takes 3 hours.
Doesn't matter. I'll be with you on that 3 hours, and then we can play Dark Souls.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm good with this too, because
Fuck
I don't
you.
trust him.
Okay, you can be there too.
I'll have my headphones on, by the way.
I like turtles.
I'm going to rip off your headphones every
So
time I say
about the point of the Shaftcast, I brought up Shaft, and we did the Shaftcast specifically because Shaft has done some striking stuff with art, and specifically art and anime. This is I wanted to bring this up exactly with anime being anime. What sets it very much apart from other types of fiction is that it's animated, of course. And so I want to see what the importance of art is to you, and what kind of art direction do you want to see anime evolve into. So let's just start off. What did you think, and what did you learn from what you saw?
Well, first, I want to start out with just a quick run-up of a discussion you and I had a little while ago.
Yeah.
About... You and I had a discussion, not sure how it started, but it basically came down to a major difference between... we usually consider anime as a drama thing. Of course, it's also comedy and this and that, but what usually really drives, especially drama animes, or action, or something that is... Or that drives any story.
It takes advantage of the visual medium.
Well, we're not just talking about visual. This is where I'm starting, and it's going to lead into what I think about the art. Plot and characters. To me, the two most important things. I first of all think that art should be the third. Those should be the two most important. In Japan, in my opinion, they really care about, or at least good animes. If you really think about good animes that we watch, the thing that is most important in that anime is the plot. That is what usually makes it, such as Madoka. There are some great characters in Madoka. What's really good is that plot.
Yeah.
That plot.
And then we...
I knew you were going to do it, and now all we have to do is post a picture of Pony.
I can't stop thinking about that
All right,
pony
and
ass.
here's another. Now in America, I want you to think about most American shows, and I don't mean cartoons. I mean
American
very
shows.
popular shows. And my example was House. And that's a show, and you know there's a difference between an anime and a show like House. Of course, House has to have a continual thing every week. And what drives that show?
Characters.
Characters, mainly House. What he's doing is not that important. It's how he's dealing, this character you are watching is dealing with this situation that is minimal. It is watching him. And what's really important to some of our favorite animes, for me, Steins Gate, is that anime not only had the great plot
but the amazing characters. If it doesn't have either one of these two things, it fails. And that's, to me, what failed with Sayonara Zetsuba Sensei. Is it took nothing but art and didn't do anything. And this is also probably could have been a problem from the source material, being the manga, which I'm pretty sure came first. But, you know, you could tell that they focused so much on the art instead of the characters. And that is the way that this anime is supposed to work. The humor comes from the characters. I can understand there not being really any plot because it's just a situational thing. Well, then you're relying on characters. And these characters just didn't step up to the plate. Excuse me. And just the art was shoved in your face and in a way that was just not good. That it just ruined it for me. And this is why I think Madoka works really well. It puts the plot right up there. It actually works where I think it goes with that one. Plot, art, characters. Is the way I think Madoka works. I can't say anything about Bake. Maybe I'll come back to that in another thing. Or we'll have a discussion about it later. But, okay. Plot is what makes that anime. The art, and there's an interesting thing, that anime would be nowhere near as good if it didn't have that art.
I agree.
I easily say that. And the thing is, and this is what makes this anime good, and hopefully when after I watch Bakemono, by the sounds of it, it's also what makes this one good, is the art is a compliment.
Yeah.
I think art should always be a compliment. It should not be the forefront. It is and the thing is, for anyone watching anime, you make anime to succeed in your business, which is to make money. I know that's a very non-hipster thing to ever say. I'm looking at you, Patrick. You don't make something...
Who's talking?
Yes, I know. You don't know. And the thing is, you know, I want to make music. What am I going to do with my music? I'm going to try to make money. Because that's, if you know, these are the people who spend all their time doing this. They need to get paid for it. That's how they live. So if you think it's not... And it's like why I look at certain games that are out now. And look at them and go, this is a piece of shit. No, you should have known when you were making this is not going to sell, you're not going to make money, because no one's going to like it. Art should be the complement to the successful thing.
Yeah.
The successful thing in Madoka is that plot. The artwork is just that complementary thing that makes it shine. It's the polish. And especially if it's done exceedingly well. You know, it's an art gallery. But an art gallery that has a fucking play going all around, people like running through with sword fights in between. That's cool. It's like, oh, it's a lovely version of Starry Night right here. Their two are having a lightsaber battle. I like this. Okay, here's Starry Night by Van Gogh. Here's two people having a lightsaber battle, reenacting the last scene in Hamlet. I like this. This is nice. This is cooler. I like this. This adds to it. The Starry Night adds to it. But in the end, I'm still going to look at the lightsaber battle more. You know, it's atmosphere, which I think is very important in anything. Is atmosphere, and a very creative atmosphere in art can really improve. I don't think it can make anything, especially anime. I think an art is easily been evolving. You know, you look back at Cowboy Bebop and how that art is fantastic.
Oh yeah.
But what makes that anime, of course, for a lot of people, is the characters and the music, which is
I agree.
Which is also an interesting complementary.
It's one of those few animes that focus almost entirely on characters over necessary plot. It's got such great characters.
Yeah, and then I think the music is also another complementary thing, but we're not talking about that now. But the art in that, for the time, well, the animation of it was very of that time. The art of it, as we talked about also a while ago.
Yeah, Naruto seemed to like the animation a lot.
Yeah, and stole it and put it in their show.
For people who don't know, if you ever watch the Cowboy Bebop movie, which has some of the best art you will ever see in an anime.
So it's combat.
There's one particular fight scene.
There's one particular fight scene that's just in Naruto.
That Naruto ripped completely off. It's hilarious. But that art is the complement, and that's what should always be to me, is the complement. It should be unique, it should be different, it should be new, but don't ride with it, which is what I think the show that Sayonara Zetsuba Sensei tried to go with.
Or, before you worry about the art, worry about your plot and characters.
Yeah.
Or worry about, if you say that art is going to be your lead thing, say that outright. And so the people who want that are going to get it.
Any counter arguments that
I think there should be special cases where the art, if it's something that from the very get-go will let you know this is an art thing, this is not going to be characters, they're not going to try to pretend it's characters, like there's some art house films that, the surrealist film Ancien Andalou by Salvador Dali and some other guy that I don't give a shit. That film does not pretend to have a plot, it does not pretend to mean anything, it is merely interesting set pieces. And I think that if things are upfront with the fact that they are not supposed to necessarily be about, it's about the character and plot, then it should be okay. Like, Nisei pretends to have a plot.
Yeah.
The only reason I really like it, though, besides the ridiculously awesome fan service, is the ED in the second half, Platinum Disco, which is one of my favorite songs ever now.
Agreed. For the most part, I believe there is a place in this world for things that focus exclusively. While I think you make some really good points, Jacob, I do think there are a place for things that said we are focusing all our effort on this one thing. But I think the main thing is those are never the best of anything. But there is a place for them in this world. Like, you look at something like Azura's Wrath, which exists for one purpose: to show you the most ridiculous things ever. That's it. That's its one purpose. That's it. But there's no deception that it is anything else. And I think there can be animes that has devoted itself exclusively to presenting interesting art. I don't think any of the Shaft shows are that, though. Though, earnestly, I'm having a hard time remembering an anime I've seen that went pure art to just do that.
I think I can name one. I haven't watched it. From what I've heard, the anime of The Count of Monte Cristo.
That I've only seen part of the first episode. That's some trippy shit now.
That's the thing. That's the thing. 'Cause, I haven't read or watched anything about The Count of Monte Cristo. I know it's apparently a good thing. I've heard the synopsis of it, and it seems very interesting.
Spencer actually sat me down on Netflix one night and showed it to me, and it's now one of my favorite movies of all.
Yeah, because I know it's a classic, and I think that's an interesting thing. Is what they did there is they took. I'm not sure if the art is good.
I have several hundred books on my cell phone because it was a Kindle thing.
Mm-hmm.
Many of them massive
Did
books. The
you
Count of
just
Monte
get that
Cristo,
phone? You just got that phone?
Yeah, the Count of Monte Cristo dwarfs all of them.
Really?
It's such a big fucking book.
Isn't it thick?
It's thick.
Like how many pages?
It's fucker thick.
Like over 1,000
That movie
pages?
was really, really long.
Oh.
That was like
And it
Peter
doesn't
Jackson's
cover-
King Kong long. Good God.
All right. In the book, I am in 10 pages. They have not left the first scene where they're at the dock.
Really?
Picking up some shit. I don't even know what it is.
Oh,
It's
fucking
just some
something.
dock workers.
Has he thrown him the chess piece yet?
No, nowhere
Kings to
near.
you, sir.
Nowhere near anything like that. They're literally just some French people at a dock, and I am 10 pages in of just pure, thick blocks of text.
And it's and that's what I think is interesting that when they made the anime of that, not sure if the art is good, but I think that's one of those things where. What?
Yo, motherfucker, it's in space.
Hearing that. Hearing that reminds me of Peter Griffin from Family Guy taking The King and I and putting it in space with lightsabers and shit.
Oh, yeah.
No, I'm serious. It's in space on Space Moon or Space France, and it's
Space
trippy
France.
as fuck. I watched it with my brother, and he stopped. He's there was a period of time my brother had when I lived with my brother in Portland. Lived nowhere near there anymore. And he went through this weird period.
Is this trippy as Portland every day?
It's trippier. My brother has this weird thing where he loves anime, and for a while he watched it more than me. He just has this thing: he refuses to watch any anime, regardless if I own the DVDs or not, that has not either aired on TV He has no problem watching it, just like, looking it up on Google and watching it there. It just has to have aired on TV or be on Netflix, else he is ashamed to have watched it.
Okay.
So I was sitting one day, and he just plays the Count of Monte Cristo, and my brother's the biggest stoner on the planet. He watches one episode, he stops, and he says he's not allowing anyone to watch it unless he can get something to trip on while he watches it.
Does it do the thing? And it's one of the main reasons I hate Setsuba Sensei. It does this one artistic effect where people's clothing is actually one stationary.
I actually really like that effect.
I like that effect.
Chowder did it a lot.
I hate it. I think, and here's what I felt like Madoka did it right, where the background did that.
Yeah.
Not the thing you're looking at, the thing you're supposed to be. It messes with eye perception to me. I don't like it. I remember, I looked at just a picture, and I looked at everyone's fucking clothes, and everyone's clothes was different, and it looks like every single one of them does it, and I'm like, please don't tell me they do that.
I don't even remember, dude.
I know.
Are we gonna have to
You know
watch
what we're
that?
talking about, right? We're like...
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
I watched one episode with my brother. Ask me anything about it.
Okay.
Do you know nothing?
Ask me
What
anything.
about it?
What's
Do
the
they do
plot?
I know nothing about it.
Are we gonna have to sit down and watch this together?
I think we will probably.
God damn it.
Or try.
Dude, let's all riff
know,
tracks
man.
it. Let's record ourselves watching it and just riff tracks it.
All right. But anyways, getting back to our... I think there is a place for stuff like that. Anything you can say on that question before I move us to the next?
The question was,
He's like...
where do I wish art will go?
No, that's the next kind of thing, like the direction. But like the
Okay.
the importance of art to anime.
To me or to as a whole?
As you.
To me, I never gave a shit. To be quite honest, and that's not to say that I don't care about the art as a whole. I never gave a shit. Actually, yeah, that is to say that I don't give a shit. That's not to say that I didn't like it. If the art's good, that's fantastic. I watch stuff for the plot and for the characters. I love good plot and good characters. I watch Game of Thrones. We all watch Game of Thrones. How many fight scenes are there in 2 seasons? I can count them on one hand. I can count them on one hand. And most of them aren't even that big. One of them's a jousting scene that lasts, 3 minutes? And it's not even that action-y. A guy ducks a sword, and that's the most impressive thing on there.
That's pretty impressive.
That's awesome. That is really cool. Most of that's talking and character development, and I fucking love it. The special effects are actually pretty cool, but they're really minimalist. It's mostly just sets, and the art and the design of it takes a backseat to the character building and the amazing dialogue and all that stuff. Whereas with, like in Madoka Magica, that was really good art. It was really interesting set pieces. All the different art stuff is cool, and I liked it. But I was more focused on like the characters and the story that was going on and how it related to Faust. I'm like, oh, this is really cool. If it was a shit show, then it would have been shit. I would have said, oh, this is a shit show with interesting art, like Sayonara Zetsubo Sensei. Obviously, that had the most artistic, really, really artistic out of all this stuff, and they really fucking went out there with the guy's face. Like, they were really trying to get in your head or just fuck with you.
Honestly,
but it's a shit show. But it's a shit show. So you're saying what I would have said if Madoka Magica was a shit show. It's a shit show with interesting art.
Yeah.
Which is why I didn't watch it. I never really cared if a show had good art. If a show had good art. That's never a pulling point for me. Welcome to the NHK had laughable art.
I actually thought it was really cool. I thought it fit
It is
the
a very
style.
quality from scene to scene.
Yes.
It is a very
I thought it fit the tone of the
Jacob's
story.
laughing because he never watched it.
There are 2 episodes.
You know what's funny?
I nearly laughed my...
Since the first podcast, someone has failed to watch something every single time.
Do you think the 5
Have
people
you
listening
failed to watch
care?
something?
No, someone's failed. I've always succeeded.
Yeah.
But what is it? There were 2 episodes in NHK, which had I nearly woke up my dad because when I was watching this show, I will not allow my family to watch. I'm kind of like Alexander's brother in some ways, where I will go online, I'll consume the anime in any form I can, I'll get it however I can. Sue me.
They will.
They will. America doesn't give a
They'll
shit.
sue
if
me
it's
to get
something.
to you.
But yeah, like I'll go to Crunchyroll and other reputable site. It doesn't matter. Anyway, the thing is, I refuse to let my family in on the secret that I watch this shit. They are so close-minded about every single foreign culture that there's. Like it's baffling how close-minded they are.
It's called being an American.
No. Like we're American.
No, it's the difference between American and Merkin.
Well, no, my mom's not American. But the thing about my mom is she used to be like a big businesswoman and all this different stuff. And she did business in Japan. Her whole image of Japanese people is how Japanese people were, 35 years ago. That's it. That they are all uptight, all wearing business suits, all wear glasses, all look the same. Some of them get surgery to have Western-looking eyes because that's a desirable trait. 35 years ago. That, like, the older generation is how she views all of them, which is her view. My sister, I told my sister, hey, tech support's actually trying to raise money. Oh, why? He wants to go to Japan. You know what her response was?
What?
Ew, why? I shit you not. Ew, why? And then I asked her,
Is it weird that
wait.
I never want to hurt a woman, but the idea of me going, okay, he wants to go to X country. Doesn't matter what it is. And somebody says, ew, why? My first reaction is
the Congo.
smack. I don't care.
Well, to be honest, it's the Congo. You hit the person who's wanting to go there.
Yeah.
Repeatedly.
It's like, ew, why? And I asked her, wait, what do you mean, ew, why? And she goes, she thought that everyone in there lived in grass paper huts on rice paddies. Her view of Japan is Japan in, the 13th century. That's her view of Japan. That they all live in poverty, 18 to a home, and they all
that's
farm rice.
China. Just kidding.
No, but
There go the Chinese
that's
viewers.
her. My
They
brothers-
were all blocked by their giant firewall anyways.
My two little brothers are assholes. One of them's a stoner jock, and the other one's an asshole. They're both close-minded as fuck, and they never have let me live down any decision I've ever made, good or bad. Now, they're younger than me, so I really don't give a shit, and the reason I don't let them in on the secret is because I don't want them letting the entire family in on the secret, and, not a secret, but,
It's just secret shame.
and
I have to go down to the basement.
It's not,
your
that
enemy in the closet.
it's not that I'm afraid of being shunned. It's I'm afraid of just, like, I don't want to have that conversation. I really don't. I don't want to have to manually bring them as okay, your entire view of what you think is wrong. It's this way and not this way. I really don't want to have that conversation at all.
And how did we get here from art?
Oh yeah. We were.
Do you think art has a place in the future of anime?
Sure. What?
Okay, good.
Well, yeah, that's right. I was explaining with NHK. I nearly woke up.
Were
my
you?
dad.
Yes, he was.
Yes, I was.
He was.
I know, I'm making a joke.
I got a whole different tangent. I apologize, but during the summer, it was the only time I could watch NHK. Was at night because I was surrounded by family members and I had to watch it at night, slunked away, and I nearly woke up my dad with how bad this art in NHK was for these 2 episodes. It was fucking horrendous.
You talk about my favorite anime there.
No. It was an amazing anime, and I would recommend it to a lot of people. It had shit art.
Yeah.
I would recommend it to a lot of people.
Yeah.
Art never mattered to me. It was always really, really interesting, and I love when animes have really good art, but it never mattered as a whole.
I think that there are some genres that if the art is not good, drop immediately.
Like if action anime is where if it's pure action anime and it doesn't have the frames, the art to back it up, then there's nothing there.
I'd say the number one thing, if the art is not good, you will not watch the show. You will hate the show with a burning passion.
It has to have function. It has to
with
function.
a burning passion. You will hate it with a burning passion if it doesn't have good art. Cute girls doing cute things. If they aren't cute, you're not going to watch it.
Here's my stipulation.
Genre.
Here's my stipulation. I don't give a shit about the art so long as it functions. It has to function.
Yes.
I nearly stopped watching NHK because of that fucking horrible art, but the characters kept pulling me back in because it was good,
Alright.
very well written. So it has to function.
Next question is an interesting question, at least to me. I see kind of anime art following down or at least the three people to do kind of art as I know it. Or I'll go with these three groups. Just things you can easily think of. One, Shaft design, which is very surrealism, very experimental art, and applying that. A1 Pictures, which uses a lot of vibrant colors, but tends to stick with, or very vibrant, contrasting colors and uses really smart color design, but doesn't go into surrealism.
What animes does A1 do?
A lot.
They did Anohana, Sword Art Online, they did Persona, they did
Blue Exorcist.
Blue Exorcist, they did
They did a. They
Also,
are
their
like,
steak sauce is really good.
also they're actually like brand new too. They were made like 10 years ago.
But they've made a bunch of shit.
Yeah.
Like more than Shaft.
Good
Yeah,
shit.
they're that important.
Well, they're the main production.
That was
front
A1
end.
Steak Sauce's
Yes, I know.
tagline.
They're actually one of the main production groups for Aniplex, if I remember correctly.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, they are.
That's their parent company.
After I'm Gurren Lagann, I like Aniplex.
But their use of very vibrant colors, very, very strong color designs, color contrast, but still keeping things within rationalism in terms of art. There's no obscure backgrounds. There's no nothing like that. And then lastly, I'll mention like the Type Moons and the Madhouses of the world, which is very what things should be art. The art can have a high level, a number of frames. It can be very well done, but everything is strictly kind of real. Not realism in the sense that we look like real people, but realism in the sense of when things explode, it is an explosion-looking explosion. When people are there, they are people-looking people. And the question is, as you watch art evolve in anime, which of these directions do you hope they take up the most?
Anyone want to go first? I'll just say, I love all three. I think Shaft's biggest problem in the future is that their art is very important. I don't want you to think that I got this misconception. No, I think art is very important, and there should always be a place for it, and there is and always will be a place for it. You know, there are, as shown by, there are people who like Sayonara Setsuba Sensei. It has 3 seasons, 45 episodes. That's a lot. Yeah. It's like, I was like, how am I going to watch all this? So I didn't.
So I found that inevitable shortcut.
I was gonna ask, did you watch half the series? You got 5. Why didn't you watch 7 or 6?
I love A1
Chase took
Pictures.
that shortcut last time with Clannad.
Yeah.
This is a lot of episodes.
No, I love A1. I think that they do some really great stuff. For one that I think, and that fits into the last category, is one of my favorite production studios, Bones.
Bones is very
What does
good.
Bones do?
Bones made Full Metal Alchemist and Eureka 7. Are the main 2 I can name off the top
I
of
would
my
count Bones as one of those list of people that just make. Bones
The
will never
third novel.
strike.
The third
Yeah,
novel,
they will never strike me as shockingly good art.
I
They
really
will
fucking
always
like the art in
function.
Full Metal. Like, I love the
Yeah.
way that people are drawn in Full Metal.
Yeah.
Like,
Well,
it's
yeah.
one of my favorite things.
And
I don't
that's-
know why. I really fucking like the minimalism of how people's faces are and shit like that.
And that's what they do. They do abstract, but not in the abstract way.
Yeah.
They do interesting abstract. I really like Bones. You know what's strange is that even though the art, like they did Eureka 7 and Dead Man Wonderland, Bones made Eureka 7. Dead Man Wonderland was made by one of the split-off groups from Sunrise, the people who made Cowboy Bebop. I just found that interesting.
I thought they were made by the same people.
No, the manga artist and the lead artist for the animes are the same person.
Yeah.
It's sort of like Genor Bocho doesn't work for any particular person.
I get
His
that.
next thing is his next thing just got announced. It's the only art that's been released for it includes a floating city, mechs, and happy smiling girls.
That makes me really, really, really worried.
Yeah,
I'm really, really worried.
like there's a discussion board on Anime Vice about it, and everyone's response is, "This is all a lie. He's lying again."
He's done this before.
All right.
He'll do it again.
So basically, which of these 3?
Tickling me will only make me laugh more! What? Is that your goal?
trying to make you uncomfortable. So, which of the three do I think that I would like to see go further?
Yeah, which do you think is the most the healthy evolution for the film?
I think the healthy evolution is Anipolex. Or not Anipolex. Yeah, A1.
A1 pictures?
Because they can still do some really experimental stuff. Not like experimental Shaft experimental. That is art. You know, if someone asks you, I love art in anime, the first place you should point them to is Shaft. If you want anime that looks really good and is not consistently, but has a good record of great content, A1.
Yeah.
If you want great content, or mainly that great content, there's places like Bones, and then those other anime. I think art should always be there. And like there are certain animes like one of my favorite artistic ones recently is I don't know who made it, but Koroi wa Zombie Desu. They do this great. They do this.
I don't know who made that either.
I believe that was was that the one? Was that KyoAni?
I have no idea who that is.
Those are the guys who made Toradora, I think.
No,
Toradora is JNC staff.
Yes, that is JNC staff.
I don't.
I'm pretty sure that Koroi wa Zombie was KyoAni.
Isn't KyoAni the guys that did like K-On? Oh no, that's Key.
Yeah, that's Key.
No, Key is.
I don't remember production studios.
Maybe some slight fact checking.
Yeah, Key is Clannad.
In advance is not a bad idea.
No, we are the Fox News crew.
Alright, okay.
I don't know. I just know Toradora's JNC staff, and
that Genro Bocho's gonna lie.
Well, let me just say my main thing about
Those are the only two things I know for certain.
This is my thing about Koroi wa Zombie Desu, is about lighting with them. They do great stuff with lighting, where everyone's hair has this certain fade effect to it, where the center of the hair is darkest, and as you go out, it's lighter. And it almost looks like a real fading effect with lighting. But then that's the comedy in that is what's the best part of it. And it's like I like to see it's a mixture. And if someone can finally make an anime that has to me the four biggest things that are important in any series, show, anything: plot, characters, art, and music. I've yet to see something that really gets those perfect. Madoka came close. It had great plot.
Probably the weakest is its characters.
Yes, that's exactly what I was going to say. Plot, art, music, incredible. Characters,
There's some good ones. Like
I think there were 2, maybe 3 good characters in Madoka.
Yes, there is a total of 3 really good characters.
Homura, Madoka, and I thought QB.
I was going to say Homura Mami for as short as time as she gets. Fuck him. She gets on stage.
Don't say.
I'm not gonna. I'm just saying for a few times she gets to speak.
Damn.
That she's a memorable character in every respect. And then I was gonna say QA functions really well.
QA functions. I don't like his reasons for anything.
Yes, but as a character, he's a good character.
Yeah, he is a good.
I don't like Madoka's character because Madoka's character fits perfectly, but isn't.
It's not interesting. It's just there.
And
isn't she supposed to be like every single magical girl that's ever been main character?
Yeah, it's supposed to be every main character ever. And
it's like you threw Scooby-Doo into like an episode of CSI.
Yes, well, yes,
that's a good answer. You threw Scooby-Doo into an episode of CSI.
Yeah,
I think
not all of the Scooby-Doo.
No,
just
not
like
CSI. 7.
Yes. If you threw the dog Scooby-Doo or Shaggy into 7.
Alright, so I've made my decision. Pat, let's hear yours. Out of those 3.
I think that this is going to sound weird. I'm going Switzerland on this.
Sora no Wocho was also A1 picture.
I think that the best solution is a careful balance of all 3. Because you're always... Like, for the directions that I think that the direction is... I think that it should balance out a bit more. There should be roughly a third of animes are the more utilitarian, going with the more down-to-earth, more realistic everything. Another third, roughly, that's like Shaft, where everything's crazy out the wazoo, and a third that's like A1. Because there's always people... When it comes to me and an anime, I don't like watching the same anime, same style anime. Like, if I can only watch... There's a heartwarming anime, you mentioned it earlier, it was Unagi Drop.
Yeah,
I want to watch that really bad. I'm not going to watch it for another 2.5 months because Sakurasu no Pet is already... Sakurasu no Pet no Kanajo, I'm not going to go into detail about it. I'll talk about it in the next podcast. It finishes in about 2.5 months.
Okay.
It's a comedy, but it also has some really strong, heartwarming parts. And I can only watch one really good, heartwarming anime at a time, unless it's like a thing for the podcast, or if it's a thing like 25 Days of Toradora. And I can only watch one action or bloody anime at a time, just because, I don't want to watch the same thing over and over again. So if any one of these particular styles dominates the artistic presentation, it would make it incredibly bland for me, and I'd only be able to watch maybe one anime a year.
Oh, I'm not talking about like which is the only thing that it gets to survive. It's just
no, I'm not
which
saying survival
goes to be the next standard.
Yeah, what I'm saying is the next standard, which means at least 50% of everything is going to be based on.
Well, there's always a standard. The current standard is like, well, I would refer to it as JMC staff level of quality is the current standard.
Yeah. I'd agree.
And the style. Everyone knows what the current standard was. It wasn't the standard in the 90s. Look back at 90s anime, it doesn't look the same. And it's like, what is the next standard bearer?
I gotta say, I don't really like the idea of there being a standard, because that means there's a lot of animes that are closed off to me for long periods of time. I would rather have there be more.
I agree with you. I'm just.
I would argue that a standard bearer would be sort of like would be closer to like the Type Moons that are more realistic, because that's where people.
The thing is, Type Moon stuff looks better than the standard. Like if I was just to pick an anime, like you get Jane.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. Leaning towards like Type Moon.
The
like
and
Kyoan or the people who made Toradora. Yeah. Those people are going to be the standard, because while it's not like completely realistic looking, that's where you get true quality. If you're going for like Shaft, you know what, you don't really need quality, but you can draw a lot of stuff without outlines or red outlines. Not to say that that's not good quality, but if you're going for like really over the top art, you're either going to go for something obtruse or something that's like really, really obscenely detailed and overcolored and all this different stuff. But if you like, I just lost my train of thought.
Sorry.
Don't worry about it. They're checking the time, and I lost my train of thought while they were checking the time.
Yeah, I understand what you're talking about. Is the next standard bearer should be something more, more
of the average that cares. Yeah. The average.
If you feel like the Type Moons are the more natural evolution to the list, and
those are going to be the standard bearers, not my choice for like what I prefer.
Yeah.
My answer to like what anime or what kind of art that I want to see more of, I kind of agree with Patrick.
Yeah.
I'm going to make an analogy really quick. When I played Far Cry Instincts, I thought I'd never want to play another Far Cry game again. I said, I hope they make no more Far Cry. This game is shit. How in God's name did they sell it? Here I am, years later, waiting, counting the minutes until I can play Far Cry 3 after Christmas. Because that's when I'm stopping myself until I'm going to buy it after Christmas. But, and then when I played Fear, and I'm like, wow, this is an awesome game. I cannot wait to see more of Fear. This is going to be awesome. I love it. Fear 3, shit. It just got downhill and downhill and downhill and downhill. Just because something's good now doesn't mean that its predecessor, or that its ancestors are going to be any better or any worse. It's entirely up to the content and how it is presented. It changes all the time. And to ask what kind of art I want to see more of, is to ask what kind of genre of video game I want to see more. Do I want to see more RTSs, FPSs? The real answer is I want to see more good stuff. I want to see more stuff that actually works. I want to see more stuff that works with what it's provided. I want to see better things regardless of the art. Because when I say I don't care about the art, it doesn't mean that the art is that I don't either appreciate or like the art. I both appreciate and love the art when it's presented that way. It's not the main pulling point for me, but I just want to see more good. If it's good, then I'll watch it.
Alright, well, I'm going to give my answer real quick. I agree with Chase. I think the next standard bearer will be the more like Type Moon style bearer, because it fits more purposes. My favorite kind of stuff is still the experimental stuff, but I feel like that should... I like that only one that's really doing it is Shaft. Because then that means I get one Shaft thing a year. Perfect. That's exactly as much as I want. Because it's like, if you're going to have that kind of super polished gem, it's going to lose its polish if you start seeing it again and again.
If you drown the market.
Yeah.
You ever seen that episode of Foster's Home where they mass produce
No,
the
because that
cookies?
show sucked after like 10 episodes.
Fuck you. Where they make the cookies. Do you remember the cookies episode?
Yes.
Yeah, why are we talking about this?
Well, the cookies were great because they were only once a year. You don't want the cookies all year round.
Yes, okay, yes, I get it. And and I was going to say, yeah.
Yeah, that's the end thing. We're about to close up here, but here's a fun question I thought we could end it on before we close up. Any anime that you can think of that you just wish one of either like any individual studio and their style of art you wish they had done, or would see their take on it. I feel like that's a really interesting question. Just short answer. I'd love to hear what you can think of.
Who animated Gurren Lagann? It wasn't. I think it was Aniplex, right?
Lex is
they're a producer.
They're a producer.
Who animated that one? Gainax. That's
Yes.
it. Gainax animated. Shaft animating Gurren Lagann.
Oh, I think that has a potential of going terribly or the best.
I know.
That is such a...
You've never even seen Gurren Lagann.
I've seen enough of Gurren Lagann.
Have you seen people throwing galaxies at each other?
Have you seen
Shaft
Leon
doing that?
Have you seen Leon?
Yeah, I just see
Leon.
If they fail, that's one of those like fail or blow everyone out of the water. I think that's a really interesting pick. That is a that. Oh,
I'd like to see Gainax doing more stuff because they haven't done it. Because they haven't done stuff since like. What was more recent, Gurren Lagann or Fooly Cooly?
Gurren Lagann.
Because I fucking hated Fooly Cooly.
Were you an Evangelion fanboy?
No, and even so, I appreciate.
Well, no, because if you don't like Evangelion, I've heard that if you don't like Evangelion, you're not going to like Fooly Cooly.
I also heard that if you like Fooly Cooly, you must be a heavy fucking drinker. It is a horrible show. There is no excuse. It's a fucking terrible show.
I thought it was pretty entertaining.
No, it's not. You're fucking wrong.
I kind of enjoyed it.
You're wrong. You are wrong. It's a I hated that so fucking much. James sat me down and was like, oh, you haven't seen Fooly Cooly. Like, after he showed me, like, Bakano and Durarara. I'm like, these are some of my favorite shows ever now. Like, what else can you show me? I can show you Fooly Cooly after showing you Gurren Lagann. That's the next thing I next. And I'm like, I can't wait to watch it. And then 3 episodes, I'm like, what the fuck are you showing me?
Alright, and you guys think of a good answer yet?
I thought of kind of one. It's a show that I enjoy to watch. It's a bad show, but I enjoy to watch it.
Cool.
And I think if the art changed, it would, or at least made by a different studio. High School of the Dead.
Animated by who?
Oh, yeah.
I don't know. That's the thing. Just somebody different.
Gainax.
I feel like you have to go one of two ways about it. I don't think A1 could do it. I think you either have to give it to like Shaft or someone like Type Moon. Either like make it more sensible, make it more realistic or more sensible, or you give it to Shaft, who knows how to show more with less.
I would rather see Type Moon. I don't think that's a show that needs to be super art.
It's zombies.
It's not because what would have made that show better is, I think that's a great idea, having a real zombie apocalypse.
Basically, what I'm saying is, like, if you gave it to Type Moon, it'll end up more like the manga than the anime currently is. If you gave it to Shaft, they would have kept with what the manga's going with, but they would have done it far more tastefully.
Yeah.
Just taking Nisei Monogatari into experience. But, depending on what you want. I would prefer the Type Moon variant. But,
yeah, Type Moon.
Yeah. I think that would be an interesting thing to see.
Pat, what about you?
It's a tough question. I've been sitting here the entire time. I haven't listened to a goddamn word any of you guys have said because I've been trying to think of things. I have 3 ideas. One is take. Give me a second. I'm trying to articulate it.
Shaft animating Dragon Ball Z.
No. Similar idea. Take an anime that I thought the animation was terrible because it was in early 90s, like I think it was low budget or something. Detective Conan, also known as Case Closed in America. I loved that show. I want to see that done in JNC staff style, just because I much prefer the newer style of anime to older style. Yes,
I have I have two others.
Or actually, rather, the Steins Gate's team, whatever they
Rurouni Kenshin and Yu Yu Hakusho done by Type Moon.
That would be better.
Rurouni Kenshin done by Type Moon sounds really cool. I don't care to see Yu Yu Hakusho in any.
I was a fan of Yu Yu Hakusho.
I was too. I don't want to go back.
Spirit Revolver.
I can honestly say that I would go back and try and at least watch the tournament arc. I could try and watch it. I'd probably fail. I'd probably hate it. I saw like one episode of the tournament arc on like Toonami Aftermath. It is such shit.
Your face when Hiei, the short guy with the third eye, is the Dark Flame Master.
I don't care. But Rurouni Kenshin will live on through time.
But come on.
Rurouni Kenshin would be really
Dark
good.
Flame.
Yeah.
If you look at Sakura,
All right, we're running out of time.
Whatever.
Tell me what you want.
Another thing is, what did I say again already?
Nothing.
No, I already said one thing.
Like old stuff made by new stuff.
You said case closed.
Yeah, it was case closed made by that. I also want to see Welcome to NHK, or not Welcome to NHK. I mean, crap. Steins Gate as done. No, Chaos Head. That was it.
Yeah, I was about to say, fuck you.
Chaos Head as done by Miyazaki. Because I like the Chaos Head's like the delusional shit. All of that looked stupid as hell.
I was thinking about that too. Chaos Head. My better thing is I want to see them almost like the same studio redo Chaos Head, but the way that they do shit now, which
Gundam
is awesome.
Wing done by JNC staff, please, is the best choice.
And with that, I'm done.
You're done.
All right, we're ending it.
Happy joy.
Happy Christmas, Hanukkah, Kwanzaa.
Happy Christmas. I hope to God we can somehow make the Christmas deadline. That's... Oh,
That's ho.
Let's close this nightmare.
Alright, everybody. Have a good night. We love you.
いつか君が瞳に灯す愛の光が滅び急ぐ世界の夢を確かに一つ
Also, in the script, you indent like every other line just slightly, so it makes like a diagonal. I like doing that.